The legend himself, The Undertaker.
I'm actually glad to be on a real show.
Catch Busted Open live every day from 9 to noon Eastern on SiriusXM Fight Nation, channel 156, and on the SiriusXM app.
The Blue Jays are in flight, leading 3-0.
Blue Jays fans, this is Ross Atkins, and you're listening to Blue Jays Baseball on SiriusXM.
This
slams a ball to right field, way back, way gone!
Is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
Low rounding and heading for second to throw. In time!
On the Sportsnet Radio Network.
The Blue Jays return home today after a 6-game, 2-city road trip. Toronto landed back in Toronto. The Blue Jays taking on the Athletics for the first of a 4-game series. Hi, everyone. Welcome to downtown Toronto. I'm Ben Schulman alongside former Major League pitcher Chris LaRue. Show Ali is our host and producer tonight. Tom Young and Derek Brandeo are our technical directors. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by the local family-owned Crown Rust Control Centers in Hensel and Lambton Shores. Crown is proud to be Canadian-owned and operated since 1986, so protect your vehicle from rust today at your local Crown Rust Control Center or visit crown.com. Crown, Canada's #1 rust protection. Jose Barrios had a stumble early in his last start, but ended up with a quality start. He'll go for the Blue Jays in a much easier environment to pitch today. On the other side, the left-hander Jacob Lopez is the first of 3 southpaw starters the Blue Jays will see against the A's in this 4-game set. We got lineups, standings, first pitch coming up on the other side. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, streaming at sportsnet.ca on the Sportsnet app, and as always, on the Sportsnet Radio Network.
At Crown Rust Control Center, protection runs deep because every Crown Rust Control Center is owned by a local family who cares beyond business. Your Crown Rust Control Center is 100% committed to their product, to you, to their community, which is your community. Protecting you and what matters to you is equally important as protecting your vehicle. Did you know spring's the best time of year to protect your vehicle from rust? For a special spring offer, find your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center at crown.com.
Only Sportsnet and Sportsnet Plus bring you every
Good evening, Blue Jays fans. Thank you for hanging out with us for the Jays and the A's. The Oakland A's, the Sacramento A's, the Las Vegas A's. What is this team going to be called? Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. We are live as well for 2 other playoff Pulse hangouts. Our NBA game, the Knicks and the Pacers, Game 5. And in the NHL, Canada has the Oilers 1 game away from a rematch in the Stanley Cup Finals. Thanks for hanging out with us, Blue Jays fans. Hopefully, our Blue Jays can make something happen tonight and build on that series win in Texas. Make sure to respond in our poll. Hit that like button. Share this link out to your friends. Let's go get more Blue Jays fans here in the chat to hang out with us and cheer on our Jays and make sure we get another win and maybe make a playoff push. We'll see you in the chat.
Oh my goodness! Shohei Ohtani, a sayonara swing!
Live in the moment.
Rory McIlroy on his knees. He's won the Masters.
With live sports on SiriusXM and the SiriusXM app.
After the game, join us on MLB Network Radio. We're talking baseball with you all season long on SiriusXM Channel 89 and the SiriusXM app.
Network.
0-1. Swing and a high fly ball. Deep left field. Osuna back at the track. It is gone! Pinch hit blast. Bo Bichette. And the Blue Jays take a 2-0 lead with 2 outs in the 9th.
Oh, man, it was great. You know, I give the guy so much credit because, you know, to get out of here with a series win, you know, you're not scoring a lot. You know, it's 4 runs in 3 games. And pitching was outstanding, obviously, tonight. And it's just, you needed that hit right there. You needed a base hit. The homer was great. You needed something to kind of go our way. Feels like there's been balls hit hard, balls hit to the track that hasn't really worked out for us. But, yeah, that was a good moment.
It wasn't pretty, but it worked for the Blue Jays in their 3-game series against the Rangers. They got the late hit from Bo Bichette in the rubber match and took that series 2-1 to end the road trip on a high note. Now they welcome in the last place team in the American League West. The Athletics are in town, the No City Athletics, alongside Chris LaRue. I'm Ben Schulman. We'll have to get a little bit adjusted to not having a city for that baseball team. And the Blue Jays will have to get adjusted quick, landing late last night. They start this series at home, a series that if the Blue Jays have playoff aspirations, Chris, it feels like one they really got to take.
Yeah, I think that they'll have to take probably 3 or 4 from this Athletics team. Look, Jose Barrios is going to have to make good pitches today because although this A's team is 23 and 33, they have 69 home runs as a team. That's 8th in Major League Baseball. They can hit the baseball. On the other side, they have a team ERA of 5.39, so that's really the big issue with this team. I'm excited to see Jose Barrios pound the strike zone tonight.
Let's take a look at where the Blue Jays and Athletics sit with the Bet365 standings. Download the Bet365 app for today's baseball odds and find out why it's never ordinary at Bet365. 19 plus, play responsibly, Ontario only. Most teams are off today. The Yankees are. They lead the division at 35-20. The Rays will play today. They're 28-27, 7 back. Blue Jays are 27-28. They are 8 games back. Boston, 9.5 back. They have the day off today. They're 27-31. The Orioles are off as well, 19-36. They're 16 back. You look at the Athletics. Started the year hot, but right now they're 23-33, 8 back of the Seattle Mariners for the AL West lead. Jose Barrios kicking out some dirt from the rubber as the Blue Jays get on the field in the Baby Blues to warm up. And Chris, let's take a look at the lineups, starting with Mark Kotze's Athletics.
Well, leading off is Lawrence Butler. He's in right field. Batting second is Jacob Wilson. He's at shortstop. DHing in the 3-hole is Brent Rooker. Cleaning up is Tyler Soderstrom. He's in left field behind the dish. Batting 5th is Shea Langoliers at third base. Batting 6th is Miguel Andujar. Batting 7th is Drew Avens. He's in center field. At second base, batting 8th is Luis Arias. And batting 9th is Logan Davidson. He'll play first base tonight for the Athletics. On the mound is lefty Jacob Lopez. For the Toronto Blue Jays, leading off is Bo Bichette. He's at shortstop. At first base. Batting second is Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Batting third is George Springer. He'll be DHing tonight. Behind the dish in the cleanup spot is Alejandro Kirk. Batting fifth is Anthony Santander. He's in right field. At third base, hitting sixth is Ernie Clement. Hitting seventh is Miles Straw. He's in center field. Batting eighth is Jonathan Clase. He's in left field tonight. And batting ninth is Michael Stefanik. He'll be at second base. On the bump for the Toronto Blue Jays is righty Jose Barrios.
Jose Barrios turning 31 years old 2 days ago. Belated happy birthday for the native of Bayamon, Puerto Rico. 6 foot tall, 205 pounds. 12th start of the year for Barrios. He's 1-2 with a 4.22 ERA. You look back to his last start. It was against the Rays in Tampa on the 24th. He gave up 3 in the first inning, but did end up making it a quality start. Went 6 with 3 runs allowed. Right-hander getting some dirt out of his cleats on the back of the hill. Now walks up to the top of it and swipes away some dirt from the rubber. Lawrence Butler, the left-handed hitting right fielder, steps in. Barrios brings his hands together at the belt. Righty kicks and offers. First pitch fastball, strike one. Time of the first pitch today, 7:08 Eastern. A little bit chilly in Toronto. The roof is closed at Rogers Center. Butler, Wilson, Rooker to hit for the A's. 0-1. Call to strike. Another sinker at the knees. 0-2.
And that's something he struggled with in his last start, at least in the first inning. Really didn't have command of that fastball. It's a good sign, at least for the first 2 pitches.
0-2 pitch. Called. Strike 3. 3 fastballs. The bat never left the shoulder of Butler, and he's set down. 1 out.
Lawrence Butler didn't like that call, but that was a very good sinker. Started off the plate inside and just clipped the black on the inside part of the plate. 3 perfect fastballs to begin this ballgame.
You want to jump on and attack this Athletics team early. They are in a tough run of play right now. The sense I had from walking around the field a little bit, the morale isn't super high right now in the Athletics camp. A team that's won 1 of its last 9 games. Pitch to Jacob Wilson. Called to strike, 0-1. 1 out in the first inning. That's brought to you by Armstrong Bird Food. Armstrong Bird Food, the reason birds fly north. Feeding Blue Jays since 1986. Visit ArmstrongBirdFood.com. Thick lines of eye black under the eyes of the right-handed hitter Wilson. 0-1. Swing and a fly ball out to right. Santander's out there today. He jogs to his left and makes the grab. 2 down.
That's a big out in this inning, in this ball game. Wilson is arguably the best hitter in this lineup. He's a good young player, hitting over 350 so far.
Yeah, he is really, really good. If he's not their best hitter, it's probably this guy. Brent Rooker is up to the plate. 30 homers in each of the last 2 seasons. Right-handed hitting slugger is a DH today. 2 outs, base is empty. Barrios kicks and deals. Fastball, low ball 1. Home plate umpire today is the crew chief, James Hoy. Manning first base, John Lipka. Sean Barber's at second, and Tom Hanahan mans third. The 1-0. Down and away, 2 balls, no strikes. Brent Rooker off to a decent start to the season, maybe a little bit below where you would have expected him at this point in terms of numbers. 254 hitter, 785 on base plus slugging. 9 doubles, a triple, and 12 homers. 2-0. Called a strike, 2-1. And that's, again, not a bad start at all. But you look to last year, Rooker hit 293, 39 homers, and 112 driven in for a 927 OPS. He swings and misses at a slurve, and it's a 2-ball, 2-strike count.
That's a great pitch. Behind in the count, 2-1 to a big hitter like Rooker.
Fans still filing in. Top of the first, no score. With 2 outs, the 2-2. Swing and a miss. He got him. 95. Blew it right by him. 2 strikeouts in a perfect top of the first for Jose Barrios. No score in this game. Bo Bichette, Vlad Guerrero Jr., and George Springer to hit next. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Join us for Cricket Day at the Park, presented by TD, Saturday, May 31st. Arrive early to receive your Blue Jays Cricket warm-up jacket giveaway, presented by TD. Created in collaboration with Cricket Canada. Don't miss out on being a part of the Cricket Day spectacle at Rogers Center. Find your seats at bluejays.com.
Knock all your summer projects out of the park with Home Hardware, the official home improvement retailer of the Toronto Blue Jays and your DIY partner in making your dream home a reality. From gardens to garages, back decks to front doors, refreshes and renos, we're here to help you cover all your bases and make every summer project a home run. Visit any of our 1,000+ Home Hardware and Building Center locations, where we're proud to be locally owned and genuinely Canadian.
Every Friday home game is a City Connect Friday. On Friday, May 30th, the first 15,000 fans at the ballpark will receive a Vladimir Guerrero Jr. City Connect replica hockey jersey giveaway. City Connect Fridays, night mode. Lights up, let's go. For tickets, visit bluejays.com.
Breaking News 5 must be 19 or older, Ontario only. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has concerns about gambling, visit connectsontario.ca.
This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
Green kicks and delivers. Swing and a miss. They defeat the Mariners
on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Welcome back to Rogers Center in downtown Toronto. Bottom of the first inning. First game in the series between the Blue Jays and the Athletics. No score as the lefty Jacob Lopez offers to Bo Bichette, who hits the ball high in the air out to right. Walking over toward the foul line, Lawrence Butler makes a one-handed catch. 1 pitch, 1 out for Wilson. Welcome to the Timber Mart broadcast booth. I'm Ben Schulman alongside former Major League pitcher Chris LaRue. Jacob Wilson 0-2 this year, a 2.57 ERA in 14 innings pitched. He's pitched 5 times. 2 of them have been starts. This is his 3rd start overall. Tall lefty kicks and offers. Vlad Guerrero Jr. taking all the way. Takes strike 1. Vladdy was still digging his feet into the box as that pitch sailed by. 4-seamer, slider, cutter, and change for Lopez. 0-1. Outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Left-handers coming off an incredibly impressive start. went 7 innings against the Philadelphia Phillies. 3 hits and 1 run, 1 walk, 8 Ks. His 1-1 pitch. Swing and a fly ball hit high to right again. This time Butler moves toward right center and makes the catch. 2 down.
Jacob Lopez is an interesting pitcher. You won't see a lot of stuff from him. His stuff is relatively average, but he doesn't give up many hits, and he has a high strikeout rate, so that has to be from the funk. He has a little bit of a cross delivery, that cross-body delivery that's probably hard to pick up.
Lopez with 2 quick outs, kicks and offers to George Springer. Called a strike, 0-1. Lefty's 27 years old, 6'4", 220 pounds, from California. His 0-1 to Springer. Swing and a miss. Beat him with 91, 0-2.
Just blew it by him. There's got to be some deception there.
Wilson comes set with 2 strikes on Springer, 2 outs and the bases empty. The pitch. High, ball 1. A's were not expecting to use Lopez, in a spot like this. Actually started the year at AAA. Next pitch, just inside, a little bit high as well, 2-2.
Pretty good year so far in AAA. 3-0. 27 innings pitched, just 16 hits, 38 strikeouts.
2-2. Swing and a ground ball hooked to the left side, and Duhar picks it up. The third baseman slings over to first, and that will do it for the inning. 1-2-3 on a couple of flyouts and a ground out. Jacob Wilson does well in the bottom of the first. Scoreless game going to the second. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming on the Sportsnet app and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
The UEFA Champions League final is on Sirius XM. Munich is the stage for club soccer's most prestigious event, featuring Parisian elegance.
Goal! 2-1! It's raining goals in Paris!
Versus Italian resilience.
It's in! Inter back from the brink!
It's Paris Saint-Germain and Inter Milan in the UEFA Champions League final, Saturday at 3 Eastern on Sirius XM FC, 157 in the car, and on the Sirius XM app.
Every night after the final out, the Round Trip Roundup brings you the scores, highlights, and analysis from every game across Major League Baseball, all in less than 30 minutes.
Swung on and missed, strike 3 and a no-hitter.
It's the perfect way to get caught up on all the night's biggest home runs and best performances.
And a high drive, deep right center.
It's the Round Trip Roundup on MLB Network Radio every night on Sirius XM Channel 89 and every morning on the Sirius XM app.
Fantasy Sports Radio is helping you win your fantasy leagues right now on Channel 87.
Say goodbye, home run Aaron Judge.
From in-season fantasy baseball management to helping you prepare for your fantasy football drafts, Fantasy Sports Radio is here to help you dominate.
Don't ever take a player that you don't intend to keep all year. Don't do it. It's terrible management.
Fantasy Sports Radio, your home for fantasy sports. Channel 87 and on the Sirius XM app.
And it's gone!
Jays fans, this is John Schneider, and you're listening to Blue Jays Baseball on Sirius XM.
There's the exclamation point for all assembled here at Rogers Center.
Jose Barrios back on the hill. Scoreless ball game, Blue Jays and Athletics. Alongside Chris LaRue, I'm Ben Schulman. Tyler Soderstrom to lead it off for the A's. Left-handed hitting left fielder. Barrios with 2 strikeouts and a flyout to right in the first inning looked really sharp. His pitch to Soderstrom. Swing and a miss. Got him out in front on the change, 0-1. Soderstrom this year, .259, 10 doubles, 10 homers, 31 RBIs. Very aggressive left-handed hitter, slightly open stance. 0-1. Called a strike, 0-2.
Pretty good little cutter right there on the inside part of the plate. Caught Soderstrom off guard there.
For Barrios, sinker slurve, change 4-seamer cutter. The 0-2. Low with the slurve, 1 ball, 2 strikes. You mentioned it in the first, Chris. Barrios had a lot of trouble in that first inning locating. His velocity was down on his fastball as well. Asked John Schneider a little bit about that today. First, the 1-2. Just off the plate inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. It sounded like, from Schneider and Pete Walker's perspective, a couple things were going on. Barrios' mechanics were a little bit off to start that game. 2-2 in the dirt, full count. It's really hot. He's trying to get a grip on the ball. He doesn't feel totally stable as he's sweating a bunch, and it just kind of snowballed early, giving up 3 in the first. Righty's payoff. Swing and a miss. He got him. Pulled the string with a change on 3-2. Third strikeout already.
Well, he's a completely different guy, at least in this first inning, than he was in his last start in the first inning. I think I mentioned in that start, it looks like he's fighting something. He was grinding through that first inning. The mechanics were a little off, but most importantly, the release point was off. And I think that all comes back to the mechanics. If the mechanics are off, you can't get the right release point. Affects your velocity, affects your command.
His pitch to Shea Langoliers, called a strike, 0-1.
But he looks on right now.
And it was interesting. So the first went tough for him. The second was also a little shaky, although he got through it scoreless. And he was trying to fix his mechanics, trying to work it out. And Pete Walker just told him, stop thinking. 0-1 pitch up high, check swing. And it's no swing, 1-1. But he told him, just go out there and pitch. You're thinking too much about your mechanics, and you're not correcting them by doing that. And he kind of settled down after that. Righty's 1-1. Langoliers hits it foul, 1-2.
Well, you're in some serious trouble as a pitcher if you're trying to correct your mechanical issues in game.
You're supposed to do that? You do it, in between innings?
I think Pete Walker is, no, you do it before the game. You do it in those bullpen sessions. I think Pete Walker is right when he says, hey, stop thinking. Just go throw the baseball. And then eventually that muscle memory takes over and you start to throw strikes like Jose Barrios did in his last start.
1-2 pitch. Low, 2 balls, 2 strikes. And again, we're talking about it. It wasn't a bad start by any means. He goes 6, he allows 3. It was just maybe a bit of a microcosm of the year so far. It's been good, but just a tick off from what we saw last year. 2-2. Caught him looking. Strike 3. Looking pretty vintage right now. He's punched out 4 of the first 5. Got Langoliers on a change on the inside corner, 2 down.
Well, he has a good feel for that fastball, but he's thrown some very good changeups too. That last one to Langoliers was the best one of the night so far.
So 2 outs and the base is empty. Infield moves a little bit further toward the third base side. Batting now is Miguel Andujar. First pitch pounded deep down the right field line. Foul as it tails into the seats. 0-1. This second inning presented by Bet365. At Bet365, you can bet on popular markets like hits, home runs, and total bases. Download the app. Find out why it's never ordinary at Bet365. 19 plus. Play responsibly. Ontario only. 0-1 up and in. Andujar spins out of the way. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Love that pitch there. You have to show in. You have to at least come in one time an inning, a couple times an inning, and then that opens up that outside part of the plate.
1-1. Inside again. 2 balls, 1 strike. Miguel Andujar, longtime New York Yankee, signed with the Yankees as an international free agent in 2011. Debuted with them in 2017. 2-1 pitch. Hit on the ground towards short. Backhanded on the left field turf. Bichette transfers, throws onto first in time to end the inning. Nice play at short by Bo Bichette. 6 up, 6 down for Jose Barrios with 4 strikeouts. Scoreless ball game going to the bottom of the second. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
At Crown Rust Control, protection runs deep because every Crown Rust Control Center is owned by a local family who cares beyond business. Your Crown Rust Control is 100% committed to their product, to you, to their community, which is your community. Protecting you and what matters to you is equally important as protecting your vehicle. Did you know spring's the best time of year to protect your vehicle from rust? For a special spring offer, find your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center at crown.com.
Buck Martinez here to tell you about the huge Double XL free topping pizza from Pizza Pizza, just $19.99. That's a whopping 18-inch three-topping thing of beauty for only $19.99. So hurry into Pizza Pizza today and bring a big appetite for a hot and fresh Double XL pizza. I'm loving this big voice. I may just call the game this way.
Go to pizzapizza.ca.
Of all the things that Timber Mart can lend a hand to build, community ranks among the most important. And with the Timber Mart Local Leaders Initiative, we strive to recognize those dedicated to making their hometowns a better place to live, work, and play. From now to June 25th, you can vote to select our grand prize winner. They'll receive a $10,000 grant to support their outstanding initiative as Timber Mart's Local Leader of the Year. To vote, visit local-leaders.com. Timber Mart, Canada's building center.
This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
Jose Barrios with a trio of strikeouts to end a scoreless sixth.
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Bottom of the second in Toronto. Blue Jays and Athletics tied at 0. Alongside Chris LaRue, I'm Ben Schulman. Pitch to Alejandro Kirk. Hit foul, 0-1. It'll be Kirk, Santander, Ernie Clement this inning. The Blue Jays have put all 4 of their left-handed hitters on the bench. This inning is right switch right, so everyone will bat right-handed against the lefty Lopez. 0-1, high and outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Alejandro Kirk in 44 games, batting .284, 3 homers, 19 RBIs. Looks out to Lopez, who's set at the stomach. Lefty kicks and offers. Outside, 2 balls, 1 strike.
It's a small sample size, but lefties this season are hitting 300 off of Jacob Lopez.
How small is the sample, though?
Small.
How many at-bats?
10.
So they're 3 for 10?
Sorry, 7.
Oh, so they're like 2 for 7 as the next pitch misses high. 3-1. Well, I guess 2 for 7 would be .286. So if they're hitting 3.
That's something? Interesting. Hold on. Let me look at the stats.
3-1 pitch. Called a strike, 3-2. You know what, Chris? A lot of people think that millennials are very young, and then you get stuck on the internet trying to figure out what to do, and it really, puts it into perspective.
Thanks, Ben.
That might have been harsh. We're in the second inning. We got a long time left. Full count to Kirk. Bases empty, nobody out. The 3-2. Swing and a liner roped over the shortstop. Wilson down in left center field. Cut off deep in the gap by Drew Avens. Kirk stops at first with a booming single.
That actually wasn't a bad pitch from Lopez. It was a cutter on the outside part of the plate, but Alejandro Kirk gets those arms extended, and he hammered that baseball into center field for a nice base hit.
Kirk on first to start the inning. The Blue Jays went down in order in the first, and now in the second, Anthony Santander will hit from the right side. Switch hitters playing right field today. The pitch. Outside and high, ball 1. Santander has been more productive this season as a left-handed hitter than right-handed hitter. In his career, it's fairly even. 1-0. Breaking ball misses low. 2 balls, no strikes. On the balance of Santander's career, there's an 11-point OPS difference between hitting right and hitting left. He's actually better as a right-handed hitter career. 2-0 pitch high and outside, 3-0. It's not going to matter what he hits if pitch doesn't get close. There's some big misses recently from Jacob Lopez. Just the 3rd start of the year for Lopez and the 5th of his career. He takes a breath, the 3-0. High, ball 4. Santander will take a 4-pitch walk, pushing Kirk up to second with nobody out.
And that was an easy walk for Santander. Really, none of those pitches were close. That last fastball was way above the strike zone.
Thought for a second Shea Langoliers might go out and talk to his pitcher, but instead he's going out giving signals to the defense. Maybe about bunt coverages. I would assume not about double steals, but you never know. It's Kirk on second, Santander on first, nobody out. Ernie Clement, the former A, is up. Corners are pinched in case of a bunt. The pitch. Swing and a fly ball left field. Soderstrom tracking back at the warning track, at the wall. It is gone! First pitch swinging, Ernie Clement launches a 3-run homer, and they are happy to be back home. He has a little Vladdy shuffle at third before he heads to home plate. Toronto up 3-0 early.
Well, he didn't get all of that thing. I'm pretty sure he got that off the end of the bat just a little bit, but he got enough of it just to dump it into that Blue Jays bullpen out in left field. The Blue Jays are up 3-0 now. Hey, after that Texas series, I'll take that all day long.
The whole road trip. Scored 6 in 6 games on the road trip. They have 3 in 1+ innings today. And look, last time they were here, they were hitting the ball out of the yard like it was nothing. Maybe a return home is what was needed. No outs. The pitch to Miles Straw. He shows bunt, pulls it back, and takes the ball outside. 1-0. Second home run of the season for Ernie Clement. Now up to 14 RBIs. I will say, last time they were here, even though they were scoring a fair bit, they haven't got a big burst of runs early like they have right now. 1-0 pitch, called a strike, 1-1.
You know who's happy about this?
Jose Barrios?
Jose Barrios sitting in that dugout.
3-0 Blue Jays with no outs in the bottom of the second. Left on right, pitch to Straw. Fouled back, 1-2.
It's really difficult to pitch when you feel like you have to be perfect. And now Jose Barrios doesn't feel like he has to be perfect. He can go out there relaxed and make pitches.
The funny thing is, he's been pretty much perfect through 2 innings. He's punched out 4 guys while going 6 up, 6 down. 1-2. Fouled off of the left shin guard of Shea Langoliers. Still a ball and 2 strikes. Tomorrow, the Blue Jays are bringing the excitement from the rink to the ballpark with the Vladimir Guerrero Jr. City Connect hockey jersey giveaway. Be one of the first 15,000 fans to enter the ballpark. Go to bluejays.com/promotions to get your tickets.
I cannot wait.
1-2. High and outside, 2 balls, 2
I'm
strikes.
serious.
It didn't sound serious, but I know you are because you've already told me.
I told you in March, that's the one I'm looking forward to.
Which, honestly, I had not even looked at the promotional schedule at that point. Two-2 offering. Straw gets it off the end of the bat. A cue shot to first. Picked up right near the bag by Logan Davidson. He steps on the bag. 1 out. I did see, so we, I think they've run it on TV too, but in ballpark, there's been the bit going into it where Vladdy's doing like an intermission interview. He's in full hockey equipment, at least from the waist up, which is definitely not something I thought I'd ever see. But I did see today, and maybe they'll get mad at me. I'm not trying to spoil anything. I saw a mini sticks net and some mini sticks balls with the Blue Jays social media team as a first pitch strike lands to Jonathan Clausse, 0-1. I'll be interested to see what happens in that video. Are some of the Blue Jays playing mini sticks against each other? I don't know. 3-0 Blue Jays. Swing and a miss by Clausse with 1 out. He now faces an 0-2 count. Switch hitter batting right and playing left field today.
I feel like the broadcaster should be in on that. Radio versus television.
I have to be honest, there's a good chance I've played more mini sticks than all of the Toronto Blue Jays combined.
Well, Vladimir's from Montreal. You never know.
First the 0-2. High and outside, 1-2. And his hockey team definitely went on a lot of tournaments.
Ernie Clement is from Rochester.
Like he's the one that could. Right. But I think that's it. Maybe, Springer grew up a hockey fan. It's possible. 1-2 pitch. Down and in, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Jonathan Clase did not get a start in the last series. You feel like he'll probably get a bunch in this one, being a switch hitter, and the A's having 3 left-handed starters in 4 days. 2-2. Foul back.
He's been really impressive. He's really seeing the baseball well. He's cut down on his swing just a little bit, not trying to do too much. I feel like that's the thing that's changed really for him. He's staying within himself. He knows he's a big leaguer, and he's getting on base a lot more now.
2-2 again. High ball 3.
That's a good take.
Is a good take.
Early on in his career, he would be antsy. He would be jumpy, especially with 2 strikes, a 2-2 count. He's thinking he's getting something in the strike zone. But that's a good take right there.
Full count, 1 out, base is empty. The pitch. Swing and a liner past the dive of Van Duhar down in left field. Base hit for Jonathan Clase. Hard round around first, but he gets back to the bag. He's got a single, and the Blue Jays have their 3rd hit of the inning.
Well, the most impressive thing about that, it was a pretty good slider, a slower slider, 77 miles an hour, and he wasn't really out in front of it. He waited back, and he smoked that thing through the hole on the left side. That's a really nice approach.
Mound visit right now, so I think we all know what time it is, Chris.
The Out-of-Town Scoreboard is brought to you by St. Louis Bar and Grill, 100% Canadian owned and operated since 1992. It's the return of the Big Cluckin' Deal. All-you-can-eat wings are on now for a limited time. Visit stlouiswings.com for details. You are welcome, and I am fired.
You are. It's all right. Only a handful of games today. Philadelphia Phillies in action in a doubleheader against the Atlanta Braves in Philadelphia. Phillies just squeaked out a win in the opener. That one, 5-4 was the final score. There was a Schwarber bomb, but it was a hit by pitch with the bases loaded in the 8th that won it for Philadelphia. 1 out, pitch to Michael Stefanik. Called a strike, 0-1. And the Phillies and Braves back in action right now. At 8:10 Eastern, it's Houston hosting Tampa Bay. And at 9:40 Eastern, Seattle hosts Washington. Out-of-town scores brought to you by St. Louis Bar and Grill. 1 out, Clase on first. And the pitch. Stefanik takes it up high. 3-0 Blue Jays in the bottom of the second. And we'll have our eye on Jonathan Clase. On first base, 2 stolen bases at the big league level in 11 games. But he can really run. He faces second with a big lead. And the pitch. High, 2 balls, 1 strike.
Jacob Lopez is actually doing a good job of holding him right now. He has a pretty good move over to first base. So every time he lifts that leg, you can see Jonathan Clase take a couple of steps back to first base. I'd be surprised if he takes off here.
2-1, and he does leave. The pitch is hit high in the air, out to medium depth left field. It's going to be caught by Soderstrom. Clase back to the bag. 2 down.
And it seemed like he got a good jump, too. He must have went on first move. Maybe he figured something out, really watching him over the first couple of pitches, and then he went there.
Yeah, I think he did go on first move, taking a look back at it. He's now in a continued conversation with Casey Candell, who's up from the Buffalo Bisons, filling in for Mark Budzinski as the first base coach. 2 outs, Bichette to the plate, 3-0 Blue Jays, and a step and throw over to first. Clase easily back into the bag. It's another graduation for Mark Budzinski. His daughter's graduating from high school, so fun for him. He'll be back on Saturday.
You. That sounds
you
fake.
Think he's
that sounds
fudging
fake
vacation days? Clase off on the first pitch to Bo. It's called a strike. Throw down to second, not in time. Was kind of a late cover by the shortstop. Jacob Wilson was still running as he caught it and applied the tag. Call on the field is safe. Clase goes back to pick up his helmet, and we'll see if Mark Kotze wants to challenge. He does not.
Well, Mark Kotze doesn't want to challenge, but I thought that might have been an out at second base. That was a really nice tag from Jacob Wilson. Pretty nice throw from Langoliers behind the plate. He gets in there, though.
Clase in scoring position. 0-1 count, 2 outs. The pitch. Swing and a drive. Right center field and deep. Butler going back to the wall. It bounces off the base of the fence. In to score Clase. Into second with a slide. Bichette. RBI double. It's 4-0 Blue Jays.
Well, how about that swing from Bichette going the other way? Almost an inside-out swing on that cutter. from Jacob Lopez. Another good swing from him. He's really seeing the ball well right now. 102 miles an hour off the bat.
It feels like when Bo Bichette is at his best, he can hit with power to both sides of the field. And that's what we saw there. I mean, that might have been a homer in some ballparks. So Bichette replaces Clase on second. Blue Jays with a 4-run frame up, 4-0 bottom 2. Pitch to Vlad Guerrero. Outside, ball 1. Not only have they scored, they've forced a lot of pitches out of Jacob Lopez. He's up to 40 in an inning and 2/3. 1-0. High and inside 2-0. He's also really struggling to find the zone right now. That was his 19th ball thrown to 22 strikes. Early action in the Athletics pen. Anthony Maldonado is up. A look at second by the lefty is 2-0. Swing and a high fly ball way back to left field and way out of here. A towering blast from Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and the Blue Jays have 6 in the second. They're up 6-0.
110 miles an hour off the bat, 400 feet out to left field, but that's what happens when you fall behind. Jacob Lopez fell behind to Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and he tried to sneak a strike in there. Vlad was ready for it and absolutely unloaded on that pitch.
Center cut fastball a little elevated at 89 miles an hour. Guerrero all over it. And they have matched their total for runs on the road trip in this inning alone. Pitch to George Springer, line off the glove of the leaping third baseman Andujar. Down and left for a base hit. You do got to feel for Lopez a little bit there. Fractions of an inch from getting it out. And now he's going to be out of this game. Blue Jays have batted around in this inning, scored 6, and are still going in the second. And the A's starter is going to be taken out. Mark Kotsay walking out to the hill. He'll take the baseball. It's a pitching change brought to you by Home Hardware, the official home improvement retailer for the Toronto Blue Jays, locally owned, genuinely Canadian. With the Blue Jays up 6-0 in the second, let's go back to today's host. Here's Show Ali.
Thanks very much, guys. Let's check out that St. Louis Bar and Grill out-of-town scoreboard. And as we often have and will continue to do, we will start with hockey and the Stanley Cup playoffs. We'll be learning totally in the next few weeks who will be playing for Lord Stanley's mug, but we do already know who will be representing the Eastern Conference, and it is no surprise, the same team that's been doing it for the last few seasons, the Florida Panthers, thumping the Carolina Hurricanes 5-3 last night to punch their ticket to the Stanley Cup with a 4-1 series win. The Panthers have been terrific on the road these playoffs. In their last 5 road games, they are 5-0. They have 5 or more goals in each of those games with a total of a plus 20 goal differential. Over the whole playoffs, they are 8-2 with a plus 27 goal differential. According to Sportsnet stats, that is the largest such difference through 10 road games in the history of the NHL. In the West, we have the Edmonton Oilers trying to make it a rematch in the Stanley Cup final. They enter tonight's Game 5 up 3-1 in the series versus the Dallas Stars. This game has not yet started. It starts just after 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. Typically, these games have been starting about 15, 20 minutes after the top of the hour, so about 40 minutes away. You can, of course, watch it on Sportsnet. The Oilers are without Zach Hyman, who is likely to be out for the rest of this playoff run. Sportsnet's Gene Principe said earlier today on the fan pregame with Ailish and Justin that there is a possibility Hyman returns if the Oilers make it a long run to the Cup final, but it is admittedly a long shot. Blue Jays baseball, as always, is brought to you by Crown Rust Protection. Let's get you back to the action. Here are Ben Schulman and Chris LaRue.
Thank you very much, Joe. New pitcher for the A's, Anthony Maldonado, is on, and already the Blue Jays are leading the Athletics 6-0 in the bottom of the second. 2 outs, George Springer on first, and Alejandro Kirk back up. He led off this inning with a single to left center. Maldonado, the righty, kicks and deals. Down and away, ball 1. For Anthony Maldonado, his 6th appearance this year, 22nd of his major league career, 7.20 ERA and 5 innings pitched. 1-0. Called a strike, flipped in the breaking ball. It's 1-1. It's a simple mix for Maldonado. Four-seamer slider. Throws the slider maybe just a hair more. And he's low to mid-90s with the four-seamer. The 1-1. Up and in. Kirk leans back out of the way. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Maldonado was an 11th round pick of the Miami Marlins in 2019 out of Bethune-Cookman. Made his debut on April 26, 2024.
Bethune-Cookman is school in Florida. 2-1 pitch. High ball 3.
I'm glad you said that because I wasn't quite sure. I was thinking Austin P.
It might be in your realm.
I know, but I was thinking Austin P. Austin P's in Tennessee.
Yeah.
And I thought that maybe Bethune-Cookman was in Tennessee. I'm all twisted up.
You're a little more mid-Atlantic than maybe true.
Carolinas.
True South.
Carolinas.
Yeah. 3-1. Swing and a liner headed to center and down for a hit again. The Blue Jays have 7 hits in the inning, and Kirk's got 2 of them. 2 aboard with 2 outs.
And 2 really good base hits up the middle, too, using the big part of the field. He hammered that thing up the middle. That swing's looking great right now.
I mean, Kirk at times will string hits together where it's roller through the right side, might flip one over the second baseman. Not these hits. He's gotten out in front of them. And he sent that 91-mile-per-hour fastball back with a little extra mustard on it. Hit it 109 up the middle. First and second, 2 outs. Anthony Santander to the plate. He walked and scored this inning. Turns around to bat left. Here's the pitch from Anthony Maldonado. Down and in, ball 1. Speaking of Bethune-Cookman, we were talking about before, it's not like a million guys come out of there and make the majors. Even with how good baseball is in Florida, he's the 7th ever Wildcat to make the major leagues and the first one to appear since 2019. His 1-0. Santander bends the knee, doesn't swing. 2 balls, no strikes.
Ben, without looking, do you know what city Bethune-Cookman is in?
I should. Daytona Beach?
Good question. I have no idea.
You didn't even have the answer? All right, give me a minute. Daytona Beach, Florida.
There you go. If anybody knows the answer to that question, it's you and Maldonado.
2-0 pitch. High ball 3. Anthony Santander's game right now would be the same if he didn't bring a bat up with him to the plate. He has seen 7 straight balls, and not a lot of them particularly close to the zone. First and second, 2 down. 6-0 Blue Jays in the second inning. The 3-0. Called a strike, 3-1.
I wonder if he had the green light there and just didn't like that fastball down the middle. Interesting. In a 6-0 ball game in the second inning, I would have given Anthony Santander the green light.
The 3-1 pitch. Swing and a foul back headed our way. Drops below our feet. It's a full count. The tough first third of the season for Santander, well documented. Batting 181 right now. OPS after the walk bumped up to 580. 6 home runs, 18 RBIs. Payoff pitch. Low ball 4. Runners were off on the pitch, but they will slow up. Springer to third. Kirk to second. Santander down to first with his second walk of the inning.
I mean, that was a good take. Pretty good at bat. Fouled off a tough pitch. I know those first 3 balls weren't necessarily close, but that last breaking ball for Maldonado was a pretty good pitch.
So the bases are full for Ernie Clement. He homered in this inning, hit a 3-run shot to open the scoring. 6-0 Blue Jays. The pitch. High ball 1. Athletics into their bullpen in the second inning. But not something any team ever wants. 1-0. Low, 2 balls, no strikes. That's a tough break. That probably hit the zone. But you never want to be into your bullpen in the second inning in any circumstance. But then you add the fact this is a 4-game series, and this is game 1. They already have a handful of injuries that have brought younger guys up. 2-0. Down and away, ball 3. And while you cannot blame the A's recent struggles on any one player or facet of the team solely, the bullpen has been a big part of them dropping games recently. An ERA above 9 for the pen in the last 20 games. 3-0 pitch. Swing and a high fly ball, but that's going to go foul. Nearly a grand slam for Ernie Clement. It lands in the 5th deck, and that was hit pretty far down the line. He didn't pull one of those straight left like you might see from Varsho or Santander.
How about 2 home runs, 7 RBIs in this ballgame in the second inning?
Clement. Bases loaded, 2 down, the 3-1. Swinging a liner, headed to the left field corner. Fair ball, bouncing into the wall. Springer scores. Kurt scores. Up to third, Santander. It's a second extra base hit of the inning for Clement. A 2-run double. He's up to 5 RBIs, and the Blue Jays lead 8-0 in the second inning.
Well, I was just joking about 2 homers, 7 RBIs in the second inning, but how about 5 RBIs for Ernie Clement in the second inning? That's a beautiful swing there, smoking that ball in the corner, scoring 2 runs, another 2 RBIs for him. What a ball game so far.
It really has been for Ernie Clement. What an inning for the Blue Jays. They've scored 8 runs on 8 hits this inning.
And you know, another layer to this, you were just talking about the A's bullpen. Keep in mind, their AAA ball club is in Las Vegas. So whoever they call up, if they call somebody up, or even a couple of guys, they'll have to fly all the way to Toronto, a 3-hour difference. A 3-hour, you have to add 3 hours to whatever time they get here. That's tough.
Somewhat like what the Blue Jays are experiencing today, but it doesn't seem to be hurting them. Second and third, 2 down. Bottom of the second, 8-0 Toronto. The pitch to Miles Straw. Called a strike, 0-1. According to John Schneider, his head hit his pillow coming back from Texas after the game yesterday at 5:15 in the morning. I asked Braden Fisher. He was incredibly specific. 0-1. Swing and a liner, left center. Wilson on the run, or pardon me, Avens makes the catch to end the inning. Braden Fisher got back at 4:27 in the morning. This whole team on short sleep doesn't look like it. They're up 8-0 after an 8-run bottom of the second, including 5 Ernie Clement RBIs, a new career high. 8-0 going to the third. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. I'm talking to you. The one that's hanging out listening to the Blue Jays game with us. We appreciate you being here. Now that we got your attention, welcome to our awesome community. Please hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you don't miss it for game 1 through 162, and of course, every single game of the MLB playoffs, whether the Blue Jays are in or not. We appreciate you being here. We've just passed over 100,000 subscribers because of you. Yeah, those of you who haven't hit that subscribe button yet, that just do now, it's because of you that we're here. And everybody that's hit that subscribe button along the way. And we're on our way to 1 million and even further. Thank you for hanging out with us during the Jays game. Welcome to our awesome community. Thanks for turning on that bell, and we'll see you back in the chat.
Point Shot 365. Must be 19 or older. Ontario only. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has concerns about gambling, visit connectsontario.ca.
This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. He gets Verdugo for his 7th strikeout.
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Welcome back to Blue Jays baseball. Top of the third inning, 8-0 Blue Jays. Drew Avens, the rookie, takes strike 1. Alongside Chris LaRue, I'm Ben Schulman. If you're just joining us, the Blue Jays scored 8 on 8 hits in the bottom of the second. Barrios with an 0-1. Fouled off, 0-2. We mentioned after the 3-run homer, he doesn't have to be perfect. He could be bad if he wanted to, and the Blue Jays still have some cushion.
So the most impressive thing so far in this inning is it's an 0-2 count.
And the pitch. Called just high, borderline. It's 1-2.
The most important thing when your team scores 3, 4, 8 runs in an inning, come out and pound the strike zone. And Jose Barrios is doing exactly that.
His 1-2 hit on the ground foul. Drove it inside on Avens. All he could do with that cutter was roll over it out of play. Drew Avens, technically batting 1,000 right now. 1 for 1 so far in his major league career. This is his second game. The pitch hit off the end of the bat and off the left leg of Kirk foul. Still 1-2.
I said Jacob Wilson was arguably the best hitter in this lineup. How about Avens?
2,000 OPS. A lot of changes recently for the A's. Some due to injury, a lot of them due to trying to spark this club. 1-2 pitch. Hit back foul, still a ball and 2 strikes. Avens was one of the guys who came up due to injuries. Big prospect for the A's, Nick Kurtz, hit the IL with a strained hip flexor. So on the 27th, Avens was promoted. 1-2. Hit foul again. He entered in the 7th inning with the A's trailing by a large sum to the Astros and picked up a hit off of a pretty good reliever in Forrest Whitley of the Astros for his first major league hit.
Well, he's having a pretty nice season so far at Las Vegas, the PCL and AAA. 328, 4 homers, 34 RBIs.
1-2 is high and outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Also 16 stolen bases, so he's got some speed.
Yeah, he walks. He hits for a pretty good average. He's got a little thump. Although, as you've told me, everyone in the PCL has a little bit of thump.
I had a little bit of thump in the PCL. Everybody does.
2-2. Called. Strike 3. Fastball on the inside edge. 5th strikeout in 7 batters faced for Jose Barrios.
Well, Drew Avens put up a pretty good fight, but that last fastball is about as good as it gets in terms of Jose Barrios against lefties. Started off the plate and then just made its way onto the black for a big strikeout.
So 1 down and the base is empty. 8-0 Blue Jays as Luis Urias comes up. Right on right, the pitch. Called a strike. Urias, the brother of Baltimore Oriole Ramon Urias. Well, Ramon's been with Baltimore for a while. Luis has bounced around a little bit more. A Padre, a Brewer, briefly a Red Sox, and a Mariner. Pitch. Lined and foul over the reach of Ernie Clemente at third, but it hooked out of play. 0-2.
That's a tough play down that line for that attendant.
It was.
My goodness. Little short hop off his shoulder, I think.
And he's made a couple plays down there this year. I mean, he's got fans right behind him. It's a big moment, but that was not his best. Barrios kicks and delivers. In the dirt with the slurve, ball 1. Right-handed hitter Urias has the pant legs hiked up. You got those great, I'm going to say it, Oakland A's socks. Green at the bottom and then bright yellow stripes going up the top. 1-2. Swing and a miss. He got him. Jose Barrios is mowing down the A's right now. 6 strikeouts and there are 2 down.
I mean, that's a great fastball. I said this during the first 2 pitches of the ball game, but he looks like he has better feel of that fastball, really locating, getting on top of it, and on top of that, there's a lot of movement too.
2 down, bases empty. The pitch to Logan Davidson. Called a strike.
Just filling up that strike zone. That's exactly what you need to do when it's 8-0 in the third inning, sorry.
8-0 Blue Jays, top of the third, 2 outs. Switch hitter Davidson bats left. The pitch. Called a strike again, 0-2. Davidson with little major league experience this year, 2 for 4, 2 RBIs. But he's another guy having a nice season at AAA. .303, .879 OPS, 10 doubles, couple of homers. He's walked a lot, 38 walks in 41 games, and stolen 7 bases. 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Jose Barrios strikes out this side. He has struck out 7 in 3 innings. 8-0 Blue Jays, middle of the third. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming on the Sportsnet app and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
As a sports fan, I just want the games. Right now, it's practically a full-time job to figure out which bundle I need. But with the SiriusXM app, it's done the bundling for me.
It is gone, a grand slam!
I don't have to go anywhere else to get every MLB, NFL, NBA, and NHL game. When there's a college game on, I just search for the school on the SiriusXM app.
Holy smokes, what a play!
With the all-access plan in the SiriusXM app, I've got the sports world in the palm of my hand. No bundle required.
Baseball is back. It's former General Manager Jim Duquette, and every Sunday on the front office, we have you covered on everything happening across Major League Baseball.
That's right, Duke. It's former Big League GM Jim Bowden. Injuries, extensions, promotions, demotions, and trades. We'll have you covered on all the news.
We'll bring you the front office perspective as the season heats up.
Front Office with Jim Duquette and Jim Bowden, Sundays at 10 a.m. Eastern on MLB Network Radio, Channel 89, and on the SiriusXM app.
The NASCAR Cup Series is on SiriusXM. We're back on the track Sunday,
6 p.m. Eastern.
It's the Cracker Barrel 400 from Nashville Super Speedway on SiriusXM NASCAR Radio Channel 90 and on the SiriusXM app. For up-to-date betting lines, fantasy plays, and the latest NASCAR news, catch the pre-race show before every Cup Series race. Plus, 2 hours of post-race coverage on SiriusXM NASCAR Radio Channel 90. 24/7, 365 coverage of all things NASCAR. All things NASCAR happens exclusively on SiriusXM NASCAR Radio Channel 90.
Welcome back to Rogers Center in downtown Toronto. Alongside Chris LaRue, I'm Ben Schulman. Bottom of the third inning, and the Blue Jays leading the Athletics 8-0. Right on left, the pitch to Jonathan Clase. Called a strike. This third inning brought to you by the local family-owned Crown Rust Control Centers in Hensel and Lambton Shores. Crown is proud to be Canadian-owned and operated since 1986, so protect your vehicle from rust today at your local Crown Rust Control Center. Visit crown.com. Crown, Canada's #1 rust protection. Next pitch from Anthony Maldonado inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Maldonado came on with 2 outs in the second, so this is his second inning of work. 1-1. Swing and a liner foul. Got out in front of it, roped it into the netting. 1-2. Anthony Maldonado, a draft pick by the Miami Marlins. Pitch. Line foul again, right side. That one hit the camera well and might have hit a camera operator. Hopefully everyone's all right. See hands up in the air, so I think everyone's good. Still a ball and 2 strikes. Maldonado kicks and deals. And sailed it over the glove of Langoliers to the backstop, 2-2. 11th rounder by the Marlins in 2019. Maldonado debuted with the Marlins in April of last season and was kind of one of those taxi guys up and down throughout the year. Pitched 16 times to an ERA around 5.5. His 2-2. High ball 3. That last fastball, 93. Last inning, it had been a little below his usual average. It was a little more 90-91. Clase asked for time. He's leading off. Michael Stefanik, Bo Bichette will hit this inning as well. Payoff pitch. Just high, ball 4. Confident take there by Clase. It was close. He's on for the second time today.
How about that at bat? Like I said in his first at bat, he's looking better, looking more confident, like you said. I mean, he's turning into a good little player. Let's see if he can take off here. 8-0 in the third inning. I forget the etiquette on that. 8-0 in the third inning. You probably still take off.
Yeah, it's kind of early.
Yeah.
I don't like the unwritten rules anyway, to be honest, but here's the pitch to Michael Stefanik. Called a strike, 0-1. The issue with unwritten rules is that everyone's are different. So
you're stealing 8-0 in the 8th inning?
Probably not, but not because of some invented code made 85 years ago. 0-1. Clase takes off, and the pitch is chopped toward third. Charging Andujar throws over to first. Clase thought about third base, but Wilson and Andujar scrambled back to the bag to cover. Ground out for Stefanik. Clase up to second, 1 out.
I would have actually liked to see that race. Jonathan Clase racing Andujar and Wilson back to third base. I think he could have beaten them.
I honestly think he could have, too. He hesitated for a moment and then decided to hold up.
But the unwritten rule.
Right. You can't take third base with 1 out, up 8-0 in the bottom of the third. Bo Bichette up for the third time in as many innings. The pitch. Swing and a deep fly ball. Left field, headed to the bullpen, and Bo Bichette has left the yard. How about a 10-0 lead for the Blue Jays on Bichette's second homer in as many games?
My goodness, how about that swing? Just a slider right down the middle from Maldonado. Bo Bichette waited back and hammered that thing 105 miles an hour off the bat, just beyond that bullpen out in left field. It's a pretty good feeling for him. A couple of home runs in a couple of ball games.
These guys should get 5 hours of sleep and not take batting practice every day. This is working miracles.
You know what wakes up an offense more than anything in this entire world? A show and go. And if you don't know what a show and go is, it's you just show up and play. No batting practice, no nothing.
That's what the Blue Jays had today. Just a little hitting in the cage for guys, but nothing on the field. Now the first pitch misses inside to Vladimir Guerrero Jr., ball 1.
That's allowed in a show and go. You're allowed to hit in the cage, just no on-field pregame hitting.
Vladdy's got a 3-run homer today. His 8th of the year. 1-0 pitch. Swing and a liner caught on a leap at short. Nice play, Jacob Wilson. 2 down.
117.5 miles an hour off the bat. I'm surprised that didn't go through Jacob Wilson's glove.
Athletics will take it out any way they can, even if it's a loud one. 2 down, bottom of the third, 10-0 for the Blue Jays. George Springer up, and the pitch from the righty Anthony Maldonado. High ball 1. Welcome to the Timbermart broadcast booth. Get Air Miles reward miles on your next home improvement buys at Timbermart. Plus, take advantage of buy now, pay later financing options with your Timbermart project card. Start your project today. For details, visit Timbermart Canada's Building Center. Springer swings and fouls back the 1-0. Going down to a knee, and I think that ball might have hit the mask of Langoliers. It's 1-1.
How do you think Bo Bichette's back feels?
Great. Slap a bunch of icy hot on there. I mean, 3 for 4 with 2 homers and a double since he was scratched from that lineup. 1-1 is hit high and deep. Left field, near the bullpen, into the bullpen. Solo homer, George Springer. It's 11-0 in Toronto, and we're not even out of the third.
I mean, this is getting ridiculous at this point. What a swing. Another hanging breaking ball from Maldonado, and George Springer didn't miss it. He went down to one knee on a previous pitch. You could tell what he was trying to do in that at-bat. What a swing.
I mean, to state the obvious, this is getting ugly.
Yeah.
Blue Jays have scored 7 runs in the time that A's pitchers have recorded 8 outs. Alejandro Kirk is 2 for 2 today. Here's the pitch. High ball 1. Blue Jays got 7 off of Jacob Lopez in an inning and 2/3. They have 4 off Maldonado in an inning. Righty's 1-0. High, 2 balls, no strikes.
If this was 2008, what do you think would be happening right now?
I don't know if I'm following.
You just hit somebody.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you would.
You just hit somebody with a fastball and you move on to the next batter.
2-0. Called a strike, 2-1.
And whether you think that's right or wrong, that's what would have happened.
I don't know if I think it's right or wrong. I just think it's kind of lame. Like, I don't think
I'm not saying
anything by doing that.
I think it's lame too, but that's just what happened back in the day. You don't really see that anymore.
2-1 pitch misses inside, 3-1. And Mark Kotze has Sean Newcomb up right now in the bullpen in right field. The A's, they just got to figure out a way to get through this ball game.
It's really early.
First of 4 in the series, the 3-1. Hit back foul, 3-2. Look, I mean, there are 6 innings in front of us. Crazier things have happened, but Maldonado's approaching 40 pitches. Lopez threw over 40. They've covered 2 2/3 combined. Full count, 2 outs, bases empty. Blue Jays up 11-0, bottom of the 3rd. Three-two pitch. Bounce to the plate, ball 4. Alejandro Kirk on for the 3rd time. He takes a walk.
I mean, that slider from Maldonado is nowhere near the strike zone. If you're down, just like if you're up 11-0, if you're down 11-0, all you're trying to do is just fill up the strike zone. The last thing you want to do in a ball game like this is walk somebody.
Anthony Santander has been walked twice today. And Shea Langoliers is going to take a walk out to the mound. I guess we can go over the St. Louis Bar and Grill out of town scoreboard. Looks like Mark Kotze is actually going to walk out to the hill. Right now it's 11-0 Blue Jays, and they'll make the point to the pen. So we won't go to the out of town scoreboard, but this is a pitching change brought to you by Home Hardware, the official home improvement retailer for the Toronto Blue Jays, locally owned, genuinely Canadian. As Sean Newcomb comes out of the pen for the Athletics, Blue Jays lead 11-0. Runner on first, 2 outs, bottom 3. Let's go back to the studio. Here's today's host, Show Ali.
Thanks very much, guys. Ben and Chris won't go to the scoreboard. I will get you to the St. Louis Bar and Grill out of town scoreboard. Let's actually get to some Blue Jays updates. So first, updates from players on the injured list. These are from Sportsnet's Ben Nicholson-Smith. So first, Max Scherzer will throw a live bullpen here in Toronto at the Rogers Center. That'll go tomorrow. 20 to 25 pitches is what BNS is saying. Likely a couple of live BPs will take place for Scherzer before determining next steps. Ryan Burr, who was on his way back, had an injection in his shoulder and will be shut down from throwing for at least a few days. Eric Swanson, we already know, threw 9 pitches in a scoreless outing a few nights ago. That was the 6th inning for the Bisons in relief. He pitched again today in one of the Buffalo doubleheader games. He threw 15 pitches in the 4th inning. 12 of them were strikes. He allowed 1 hit, no runs or walks. He nabbed a strikeout as well. So with this series against the A's stretching to Sunday, I imagine the next stop for Swanson will be Toronto. And Andres Jimenez, also on his way back. He played 6 innings at second base for the Dunedin Blue Jays. That was last night. He went 1 for 3 with a walk. The hit was a very hard hit double as well. He is back in the lineup tonight at second once again, likely to get the whole game. And the team has said it's likely he will also get some rehab starts with the Bisons once that is over as well. Blue Jays baseball, as always, is brought to you by Crown Rust Protection. Let's get you back to the action at the Rogers Center. Here are Ben Schulman and Chris LaRue.
Thank you very much, Joe. Anthony Santander walking up to the plate for the Blue Jays. Sean Newcomb is in the game for the Athletics. It's a re-debut for Newcomb, who spent 2023 and 2024 with the A's. Pitched 14 times in those 2 seasons due to injury. His first pitch to Santander lands in, strike 1. Newcomb a lefty, so Santander turns around to bat from the right side. Kirk on first, the pitch. Hit back foul. 0-2. Newcomb with a 3.95 ERA this season in 41 innings pitched, was at times a starter, at times a reliever for the Boston Red Sox. 0-2. Outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. He was just kind of a victim of roster construction and numbers. Got DFA'd recently by Boston and was traded for cash to the A's. 1-2. Fouled away. Santander reached down with the sand wedge there and hit it out of the dirt to keep himself at the plate. Still 1 ball and 2 strikes.
It's actually a pretty good curveball. It's pretty big, downward action to it.
It's a fairly significant ad for this Athletics team. Newcomb, a guy with a lot of major league experience, almost 500 innings pitched, and has been a solid reliever for a lot of his career, at times a starter as well. Best remembered for his 6 seasons with the Braves. His 1-2 called strike 3. 94 on the outside corner freezes Santander to end the third, but the Blue Jays homer twice to score 3 runs, one from Bo, one from George. It's 11-0 Toronto after 3. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming on the Sportsnet app and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Embrace the power.
Start your engine.
And speed of the NTT IndyCar Series on Sirius XM.
Battle the start-finish line. Alexander Rossi goes to P1.
Hear every thrilling moment in the season-long championship chase.
Alex Palou, mirrors full of Pato Award. And then it's the machine of willpower in that third position.
The season rolls on Sunday afternoon at 12:30 Eastern on the streets of Detroit.
Alex Palou, bring him home.
Live on IndyCar Nation Channel 218 and the Sirius XM app. Fantasy Sports Radio is helping you win your fantasy leagues right now on Channel 87.
Say goodbye, home run Aaron Judge.
From in-season fantasy baseball management to helping you prepare for your fantasy football drafts, Fantasy Sports Radio is here to help you dominate.
Don't ever take a player that you don't intend to keep all year. Don't do it. It's terrible management.
Fantasy Sports Radio, your home for fantasy sports. Channel 87 and on the Sirius XM app.
SiriusXM PGA Tour Radio examines the duality of Johnny Miller's Hall of Fame career. As a player, he was one of the few to challenge Jack Nicklaus in the 70s.
Maybe the greatest iron player ever.
And as an unfiltered and fearless broadcaster.
If Ben Hogan saw that, he'd puke.
Legends of the Game.
Legends of the Game.
Listen to Legends of the Game, Johnny Miller, and browse the entire catalog of golf originals. Search PGA Tour Radio specials on the SiriusXM app.
In season or out of season, the #1 place for college sports is SiriusXM College Sports Radio, Channel 84.
Sportsnet Radio Network.
Top of the 4th, Blue Jays 11, Athletics 0. Jose Barrios back on the hill. He'll face the top of the order, starting with Lawrence Butler. Welcome to the Timbermark broadcast booth. I'm Ben Schulman alongside Chris LaRue. Right on left, the pitch to Butler. Low ball 1. Lawrence Butler, part of the big moves from the A's front office this offseason. Looks like they're starting to think about putting together competitive rosters again. 1-0, outside 2-0. Signed Butler in early March to a 7-year, $65.5 pre-arbitration extension. Keeps him through 2031 with a club option for 32. 2-0. Low, 3 balls, no strikes. Big reason they did that, Butler had a massive second half of his season last year. Broke camp with the A's in 2024, but was sent down in mid-May. Really struggled early in the season. 3-0. Outside ball 4. Butler's the first base runner for the A's today. Butler, though, came back in June from AAA, tweaked a couple things, and from mid-June on, he played 84 games. He hit .291, and he homered 20 times in the 84 games. And it's not like Oakland Coliseum was the easiest place to hit balls out. He gets a leadoff walk. Jacob Wilson to the plate. And the pitch from Barrios. Called strike.
How about this batting stance from Jacob Wilson? We haven't really talked about that yet.
No, he got out quick in the first, but he's wide open, right-handed hitter. And he's super twitchy. He brings both of his feet up off the dirt. 0-1. Swing and a ground ball to short. This could be 2. Bichette to second 1. Stefanik to first. Double play. 6-4-3, 2 down.
Well, that's a big out. Big couple of outs for Jose Barrios through 4 straight balls to Lawrence Butler, something you shouldn't be doing in an 11-0 ball game. But how about that? Gets an easy ground ball from a very good hitter. 2 quick outs in this inning.
So now he's faced the minimum again. And here's Brent Rooker with 2 outs. The pitch. Fouled back, 0-1.
Do you think one of his hitting coaches when he was like 15 was like, hey, Jacob, why don't you just move your feet around the entire at-bat?
Why don't you bend your knees a ton, go wide open, and never stay still? Change your eye line the whole time. I'm guessing he did it, but he was hitting 600 in high school, and they were like, sure. 0-1. Called a strike, 0-2.
I mean, it's kind of like a pitcher who has ridiculous mechanics, but they throw strikes every single pitch, so you can't mess with it.
No. 11-0 Blue Jays, top of the 4th. With 2 outs, Barrios sets at the belt. Curls back and delivers in the dirt, ball 1. It's 4th inning, presented by Bet365. With Bet365, you can watch thousands of live games, build your own bet. You can even make a bet while the game's still being played. 19 plus, play responsibly. Ontario only. One-two. In the dirt with the slurve. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I should have bet that Ernie Clement would have 5 RBIs in the second inning.
Yeah, you would.
I wonder what the over-under of that was. Or is it the plus-minus? Is that what it would be? Over-under? I don't bet. You can tell I don't bet anything.
Yeah, over-under RBIs. 2-2. Hit on the ground right side. A base hit bouncing down the right field line. Rooker around first. He'll head to second with a double. Really late swing. He was almost beat by the pitch, but he threaded that chalk very well and got it just inside the first base bag.
Seemed like a little bit of a lucky hit for Rooker. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. was playing way off the base. Just hit it down that right field line for a double.
First hit of the game for the A's, 10th double of the year for Rooker. Tyler Soderstrom is up to the plate now, left-handed hitting left fielder. A look at second, the offering home. Swing and a miss. Interesting that Soderstrom is playing left field, a spot that he's actually played a fair bit this year. But he was drafted 26th overall in 2020 at a high school as a catcher. 0-1. Swing and a miss, 0-2. It did look early on in his minor league career like he might not stick at catcher. He played a lot of first base in addition to catching in the minors. This year started as mostly a first baseman, but in about the last week of April, he switched over to left field. 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Goes down on a high fastball. And for Barrios, a 4th straight scoreless inning. No runs, a hit, 1 left for the A's. 11-0 Blue Jays, middle of the 4th. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Join us for Cricket Day at the Park, presented by TD, Saturday, May 31st. Arrive early to receive your Blue Jays Cricket Warm-Up Jacket giveaway, presented by TD. Created in collaboration with Cricket Canada. Don't miss out on being a part of the Cricket Day spectacle at Rogers Center. Find your seats at BlueJays.com.
Timber Mart. Locally owned, proudly Canadian. Your home team advantage with the right materials and the right price. Project know-how that's brought together a wealth of plans and solid advice. Trust your team at your locally owned Timber Mart. Timber Mart always has plans to help you with your plans. Your home, your cottage, your garage, whatever needs your attention first, check the most visited spot on our website for ready-to-order plans to get the job done with Canada's Building Center. Visit timbermart.ca.
Every Friday home game is a City Connect Friday. On Friday, May 30th, the first 15,000 fans at the ballpark will receive a Vladimir Guerrero Jr. City Connect replica hockey jersey giveaway. City Connect Fridays, night mode. Lights up, let's go. For tickets, visit BlueJays.com.
Break 365. Must be 19 or older. Ontario only. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has concerns about gambling, visit connectsontario.ca.
This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
Vladdy rocks the ball to left field. The Blue Jays have gone back to back to back.
Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Bottom 4, 11-0 Blue Jays. Ernie Clement leading off against Sean Newcomb. The pitch. Called a strike, 0-1. I'm Ben Schulman alongside Chris LaRue. Ernie Clement with a career-high 5 RBIs today, and it's only the 4th. Next pitch, wave and a miss. Reached for a pitch at letter level, 0-2.
Seems like he wants a little more out of this ball game. I think at this point he's getting greedy.
And he's not going to get in trouble, so he can just keep swinging. He swings at the 0-2 and fouls it back. Still no balls, 2 strikes. Blue Jays with 8 in the second, 3 in the third. They've homered 4 times in the game. Next pitch, poked toward the right side of the infield. Backhanded pick made by Davidson, who races Clement to the bag and gets there first. 1 out. It's the first time the Blue Jays are playing against the Athletics.
Have you said Oakland yet tonight?
I did once, but I did it on purpose.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't said it yet. I think I just jinxed myself.
It'll happen.
All right.
I mean, you said it about 5 seconds ago, technically.
Yeah, but it was on purpose.
That's true. Pitch to Miles Straw. Low ball 1. A thing that, honestly, I find kind of weird that they don't have a city name. I don't necessarily know why they couldn't be the Sacramento Athletics for 3 years, but I've never worked in marketing. 1-0. Swing and a miss, 1-1.
One of my favorite, actually, if not my favorite jersey in baseball was the Grays with the Oakland across the chest for the Athletics. That was it for me.
1-1 to Straw. Lined out to right field. Hit right at Butler. He backs up, makes the catch overhead. 2 down. See, the A's, I think, rank right up there for me, too. But I like the green jersey.
They're all pretty sweet.
I mean, they're great. Yeah. Even the white for them is really good. And before they had this really tough stretch from 2021 to now, like a very fun team almost every year. Pitch to Jonathan Clase with 2 outs, called a strike, 0-1.
It's interesting that we agree on this because we generally don't agree on uniforms. I've been a big fan of the all-black Blue Jay uniforms from the early 2000s.
0-1 hit on the ground, picked up by the first baseman Davidson, throws back to Newcomb, and it's not in time at first. Clase won the race. Davidson probably should have left that ball to the second baseman, Urias. Clase reaches and keeps the inning alive with an infield single.
Well, Clase didn't hit that ball all that hard, but he showed his speed off right there. I'm sure he'll take that base hit all day long.
Clase on first, 2 outs, 11-0 Blue Jays, bottom 4. And yes, we disagree on the black and silver jerseys. They are the Blue Jays, and it's good they wear blue again. 2 outs, the pitch to Michael Stefanik, low ball 1. You're not the only one, by the way. I want to be clear. You're far from the only one. And I think that proves that if you wait long enough, anything could be in style. Because people did not like those jerseys when they happened. But there seems to be some rallying behind them now.
I'm adding black pants to that, though.
It's almost worse.
Black pants, black jersey, silver. I love it.
1-0. Just low. 2 balls, no strikes to Michael Stefanik. Clase on first, 2 outs.
I'm also starting to think I love it because you don't love it.
That is kind of like it. 2-0. High and outside, ball 3. I am happy to see, so we started this on the A's, that it looks like the branding, the overall color scheme, logo of the A's isn't going to change. 3-0. Outside, ball 4. 4-pitch walk to Stefanik. 2 on, 2 out in the top of the order coming up.
I do hope they keep that wherever they land, wherever they end up. I really hope they keep the colors, the logos, all that stuff, because it's really iconic.
And a lot of that stuff, it's changed a little bit over the years, but a lot of that stuff is pre-Oakland. So it in a way wouldn't make sense to change it for Vegas because it didn't change for Oakland. First and second, 2 outs. The pitch to Bichette is grounded back to the mound. Picked up Newcomb, underhand flip to first. That will do it for the inning. The Blue Jays do not score. They get 1 hit. They leave 2 aboard. They lead 11-0 after 4. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball Brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming on the Sportsnet app and the Sportsnet radio network.
I'ma need some whiskey glasses.
Morgan Wallen's musical universe just got bigger.
I can't wait for people to hear the new concepts and new things that we were able to say on here.
Dive into the brand new album, I'm the Problem, plus hand-picked music from friends and influences.
Morgan Wallen Radio, my very own channel.
Now for a limited time on Channel 57 and at home with the SiriusXM app on your phone, computer, Alexa, TV, or other internet-connected devices.
Fantasy Sports Radio is helping you win your fantasy leagues right now on Channel 87.
Say goodbye, home run Aaron Judge.
From in-season fantasy baseball management to helping you prepare for your fantasy football drafts, Fantasy Sports Radio is here to help you dominate.
Don't ever take a player that you don't intend to keep all year. Don't do it. It's terrible management.
Fantasy Sports Radio, your home for fantasy sports. Channel 87 and on the SiriusXM app.
On PGA Tour Radio, everyone plays golf.
Peyton Manning with us.
I topped it on the first hole, hit a golf cart, made a birdie. That's really all I'm going to remember is a birdie. I'll forget about hitting the cart.
Aaron Rodgers in the building. Aaron, how we doing, fella?
Great now. We got that hole out of the way.
How'd you do?
I flared it to the right.
Oh,
just missed the green.
God. Steph Curry with us.
I played in a Corn Ferry event. I've won the American Century in Tahoe in the summer, so I've had a blessed golf life.
PGA Tour Radio, Channel 92 in the car, and on the SiriusXM app.
24/7, 365 coverage of all things NASCAR. All things NASCAR happens exclusively on SiriusXM NASCAR Radio, Channel 90.
Radio Network.
Top of the fifth, 11-0 for the Blue Jays over the Athletics at Rogers Center. Leading off the inning, the catcher, Shea Langoliers. The pitch. Down and away, ball one. Fifth inning is brought to you by Desjardins Insurance. Get insurance that's really big on care at Desjardins.com/care today. Barrios rocks back and offers. Down and in, ball two. Infield shifts toward third base against the right-handed hitting catcher, Shea Langoliers. Ernie Clement at third, playing fairly deep, close to the line. Bo Bichette is on the edge of the left field turf, and Michael Stefanik, the second baseman, up the middle. 2-0. Swing and a high fly ball, medium depth right field. Coming on, Anthony Santander makes the catch. 1 out.
That's a pretty good 2-0 pitch there. You're supposed to just fill up that strike zone, up 11-0 in this ball game, top of the fifth inning. Just throw that sinker to the bottom part of that strike zone.
Jose Barrios inspecting the baseball, and he's going to toss it away now. Miguel Andujar up to the plate. Mentioned his last time up, a former New York Yankee. Andujar played parts of the 2017 to 2022 seasons with New York. First pitch hit high in the air out to right, backing up Santander in a jog, stops in front of the track, makes the catch. 2 outs.
I'll take it. 2 quick outs in this inning, 58 pitches for Jose Barrios.
I mean, honestly, at this point, you throw it down the middle. If they hit a homer, it's 11-1.
The A's are 8th in baseball in homers.
They can hit. It's actually the best part of their team probably so far this year. Drew Avens is up. 2 outs, bases empty, top of the fifth. The pitch. High and outside, ball one. I'm sure there will be some who look at the score line right now and say, okay, well, it's the A's, and they've had that reputation over the last couple years. 1-0. Hit foul off to the left, 1-1. But at least on the offensive side, it's improved. They're about a middle-of-the-pack team. And this is quite impressive, even with a large lead, what Jose Barrios has done to them so far. 1 hit allowed, 1 walk through 4 2/3. His 1-1 pitch to Drew Avens. Popped up, third base foul, and into the camera well, just beyond the third base dugout, 1-2.
Well, to me, for Jose Barrios, specifically in this ball game, it's not so much who he's pitching against. He's looked good. If there were no batters in the batter's box, I would say he looks good. His pitches look good. He's throwing that ball where he wants to.
He kicks and deals, and it's fouled away.
I mean, that's a good pitch right there. A good sinker, 94. Avens was just able to stay alive. I'm really impressed with what he's doing tonight against the A's, against the Yankees, against the Dodgers. It doesn't matter.
Barrios looks beyond third. Now he's going to step off. Avens had asked for time, and James Hoy was making sure that everyone was on the same page and that Barrios didn't throw home. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Barrios rocks and offers, and the pitch is chopped towards second. Picked up chest high. Stefanik slings over to first to end the inning. 1, 2, 3, 4. Barrios at the middle of the 5th. 11-0 Blue Jays. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center. Streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
The NASCAR Cup Series is on SiriusXM. We're back on the track Sunday,
6 p.m. Eastern.
It's the Cracker Barrel 400
from Nashville Super Speedway on SiriusXM NASCAR Radio Channel 90 and on the SiriusXM app. For up-to-date betting lines, fantasy plays, and the latest NASCAR news, catch the pre-race show before every Cup Series race. Plus, 2 hours of post-race coverage on SiriusXM NASCAR Radio Channel 90.
The football talk doesn't stop on SiriusXM NFL Radio.
They're mentally tough, they're physically tough, and they're talented.
From OTAs to mini camps and leading up to training camps, stay updated on the latest news around the National Football League.
Got to practice a certain way if you want to be winners.
Our experts are getting you ready for the 2025 season.
For the veteran players, they want to see the guy earn the job.
There's a story for every team on NFL Radio Channel 88 and the SiriusXM app.
This is Mike Farron from Power Alley. When you work together as long as former general manager Jim Duquette and I have...
5 years.
13. Regardless, we know everything about each other, like my favorite city. New York. Chicago. My favorite food.
Hot dog with lots of ketchup.
Gross. My favorite musician.
Billy Joel.
Somehow even more gross. Jim, what do you actually know about me?
You love baseball, just like me.
Join us for baseball talk and apparently very little else on Power Alley, weekdays, 10 a.m. Eastern, MLB Network Radio, Channel 89, and on the SiriusXM app.
Well said, Mitch.
It's Mike.
From in-season fantasy baseball management to helping you prepare for your fantasy football drafts, Fantasy Sports Radio is helping you dominate. Channel 87 and on the SiriusXM app.
Blue Jays Baseball is presented by Crown Rust Protection. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. If you're just joining us, wait for this. It's Blue Jays 11, A's nothing, bottom of the 5th. Sean Newcomb to Vladimir Guerrero Jr., and he misses low. Ball 1. Welcome to the Timbermark broadcast booth. I'm Ben Schulman alongside Chris LaRue. Show Ali, our host and producer. Tom Young and Derek Brandeo, our technical directors. 1-0 pitch down and in, 2-0. So we talked a little bit, Chris, about the blank Athletics. No city name for them. I figured, why not? Let's do some trivia.
Oh, no, here we go.
2-0. Swing and a hot shot to short. Picked up on a bounce on his knees by the shortstop Wilson. He pops up, throws to first for the out.
You're going to embarrass me in front of millions and millions of people, Ben.
As you know, you're more than welcome to prepare trivia for me to embarrass myself at any point in time. The Athletics are in Sacramento right now, whether they acknowledge it or not. They're going to Vegas in a couple years, we think. Give you the question in a sec. First, the pitch to George Springer with 1 out. Check swing tapper back to the hill. Leaping catch Newcomb. On the one hopper, he underhand flips to first. 2 down. Okay, I'll get to it quick. So, prior to their Sacramento stay, they've been in 3 cities. Can you tell me the 3 cities? 1 is incredibly easy. 1 is very gettable in my mind. 1 is kind of tough.
Philadelphia.
Okay, that was not the easiest one of all of them. Because I'm starting at Sacramento.
Oakland.
There you go. You got 2 or 3 right off the bat. What is in between? As Alejandro Kirk takes a strike. Nothing in 1. It is the one stop that many.
Is it a major
don't
city?
Think about. Yep. There's a major league team there right now. 0-1. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike.
I should know this.
And they were there, if you want any
Give
context.
me a year.
They were there from, you weren't alive, 1955 to 1967. 1-1 count to Kirk. 2 outs, bases empty. 11-0 Blue Jays, bottom 5.
Kansas City.
Correct.
There you go.
1-1. Hit on the ground up the middle, a base hit for Kirk. His third knock of the day and his fourth time on base already in 5 innings.
How about that swing? All 3 of his hits tonight have been right up the middle. You can tell that he's just trying to use the big part of the field. Really impressed with what that swing looks like. But more impressed with me getting that trivia right.
I am. That wasn't a guess?
No.
Nice.
I told you I should know that. Once in a while, I'll surprise you.
There you go. No, it's good of you. Pitch to Anthony Santander, hit foul, 0-1.
I was just going to say, I'm going to delete my Google history now.
Oh, nice.
No, I'm just joking.
So, yeah, the A's left Kansas City for Oakland. Starting in 1968, they were in Oakland. And then in 1969, the Royals came to Kansas City. 0-1. Downstairs, 1 ball, 1 strike. So, yeah, if you think Las Vegas Athletics or Sacramento Athletics sounds weird, I mean, imagine telling someone in the 50s in Philadelphia where the team has been since. 1-1. Fouled back, 1-2.
Although the Kansas City A's sounds pretty good. I think anything A's sounds pretty good.
It's kind of a darker part of their history, wins and losses wise. They did not have a lot of success there, which I know people think about the team right now in their state, but it's actually a very successful franchise on the whole. Next pitch to Santander, down and away, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I don't know if their Sacramento history is pretty bright.
No. How many World Series do you think the A's have? Now, they go back a long while. 1901.
Maybe 12?
Okay, you overshot a little. But 9, pretty good. Runner on first, 2 outs, 11-0 Blue Jays. Bottom of the 5th. Newcomb, the lefty, offers home, and it's a swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got Santander to chase the breaking ball down. That will do it for the 5th. No runs, a hit, 1 left. 11-0 Toronto as we go to the 6th. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming on the Sportsnet app and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Timber Mart is Canada's building center. Your home team advantage with the right materials and the right price. Project know-how that's brought together a wealth of plans and solid advice. Trust your team at your locally owned Timber Mart. Find your location at timbermart.ca.
At Crown Rust Control, protection runs deep because every Crown Rust Control Center is owned by a local family who cares beyond business. Your Crown Rust Control is 100% committed to their product, to you, to their community, which is your community. Protecting you and what matters to you is equally important as protecting your vehicle. Did you know spring's the best time of year to protect your vehicle from rust? For a special spring offer, find your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center at crown.com.
Timber Mart is Canada's building center, a solid neighbor to call upon when you've got a job to do. Your dependable home improvement store that offers the added value of Air Miles reward miles with every purchase of $15 or more. For our participating location, visit timbermart.ca.
Breaking news. Spring fashion is heating up at TSC.ca with a wave of top brands and new styles. I'm here with one happy shopper. What did you score?
Oh, where do I start? New designer heels from Ron White, a cute Hillary McMillan jacket, a stunning Avera diamond bracelet, everything I need for spring.
And what's the damage report on your wallet?
Oh, I slid all my purchases into interest-free Easy Pay payments. No damage to report here.
Shop now, pay over time. I love it. Discover the latest spring fashion at TSC.ca. Exciting offers every day.
This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
Blue Jays up 3-2 on a wacky play to give Toronto the lead.
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
6th inning, and it's brought to you by Desjardins Insurance. Get insurance that's really big on care at Desjardins.com/care today. I'm Ben Schulman. To my left is Chris LaRue. Blue Jays up 11-0 in the 6th. The game that's been a blowout for a while, frankly. 8-run second by the Blue Jays. Jose Barrios, the starter, only on 64 pitches, offers home to Luis Urias. Up and in, ball 1. Be really nice for the Blue Jays if Barrios can take the majority of the innings in this game. I mean, I guess he already has with 5, but keep going. Maybe push to 7. 1-0. Swing and a miss, 1-1.
And if we know Jose Barrios, he'll probably want to stay in this ballgame as long as he can.
Yeah. Part of the reason I say that, though, the Blue Jays had kind of a bullpen day yesterday. Paxton Schultz, Eric Lauer piggyback day. And Toronto is maybe rejigging is the right word, the order of the rotation. 1-1. Swinging a hard hit grounder past the reach of the shortstop, Bichette into left center. Base hit for Luis Urias, the leadoff batter for the A's. So as the Blue Jays line it up right now, it's Barrios today. Tomorrow is Chris Bassett against Jeffrey Springs. On Saturday, former Blue Jays first-rounder Gunnar Hoagland goes for the Athletics, but on the Blue Jays side, it's listed as TBA right now. And when John Schneider was asked about it, he basically gave away no information about it, to be honest. So we don't exactly know who's going. Barrios' first pitch outside to Logan Davidson, ball 1.
Paxton Schultz, Eric Lauer.
The only thing
Braden
is
Fisher.
You just used them all.
Yeah, that's true.
Pretty recently, so you can't really. You already had Schultz start on 2-3 days rest. 1-0. Hit foul on a line, out of play, 1-1. I mean, Jose Ureña's pretty fresh. He could take a large portion of that. Schneider did say it could be someone here or could be someone not here. So, there's always a possibility of bringing someone up. But if you can at least avoid some of your other guys, then maybe you can do Ureña to some of your more 1 to 2 inning guys and piece a game together like that. One. Down and in, check swing by the left-handed hitter Davidson. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Who were you most impressed by yesterday? Paxton Schultz, Eric Lauer, or Braden Fisher? And you can't say all 3. And you can't say Brendan Little.
Jeff Hoffman.
You cannot say Jeff Hoffman.
It's a good question. Next pitch to Davidson low, 3 balls and 1 strike. Maybe we go to the St. Louis Bar and Grill out of town scoreboard. You
can do whatever you want.
They were all great. They all were, I mean, Lauer pitched the most innings. I'll say Lauer.
Yeah, he also has 750 major league innings. I'm taking him out of the question.
3-1. Low, ball 4. If I say Fisher, are you going to take him out and make me say Schultz? Walk to Davidson, so up to second base goes Urias. Davidson down to first with 1 out. I mean, I'll if Lauer's not allowed now, I'll say Schultz. I thought Fisher was great too, though. Those 3 combined for 7 1/3 scoreless. Blue Jays overall shut out the Rangers.
Pretty impressive stuff.
A's really threatening for the first time in the game. First and second, nobody out. Single and a walk so far. The pitch to Lawrence Butler. Hit foul, 0-1. Probably figures Schultz, Lauer, and Fisher are all down today. At least Lauer and Schultz. 0-1. Called a strike, 0-2. But it could be interesting if the Blue Jays still have a big lead. Do you go to Jose Ureña in this game? Or if you're saving him for Saturday, do you not go to him? 0-2. Foul back, still no balls, 2 strikes.
Well, can you go to Jose Ureña for 1 and then maybe a Braden Fisher? How many pitches did he throw yesterday?
Fisher? Not that many. I'll get you an exact figure in a sec.
I mean, I could do it myself. I just thought that you might know.
Next pitch to Butler, hit back foul, still 0-2. Fisher threw 20 yesterday, although he hadn't pitched before that since Friday, so he was on a lot of rest. Still don't know if you want to throw him today after 20, but you could. Oh-2. Downstairs, 1 ball, 2 strikes. I mean, Fluharty hasn't gone since Sunday, and Ureña hasn't gone since last Friday.
That's why I say try to get him an inning.
Right. Yeah, maybe you give him 1. I mean, you're probably not asking for a traditional start out of him Saturday anyway. Barrios kicks and deals. Butler jumps back out of the way. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
95 miles an hour with that fastball. Still got it. 78 pitches in the ball game. We're in the top of the 6th inning with nobody out.
Trying to get through his first jam. First and second. Top of the 6th. 11-0 Blue Jays. A look at second base. And the pitch. Called the ball, just missed. Pretty good slurve and even better take from Butler. Full count.
Pete Walker was just on the phone down to that Blue Jays bullpen. There's a little bit of movement. Still can't tell who's stretching, who's getting loose down there, but you know that they're thinking about it.
Payoff pitch. Rolled over foul. It hit off the shoulder of Butler while he was still in the batter's box, so it's still 3-2.
So all of our questions are about to be answered, Ben.
Yeah, we'll see who gets up. Well, Fluharty's up.
You're always right.
In fairness, I mean, we knew Fluharty was going to go at some point today. He hadn't gone in a while. Doesn't mean Urania doesn't throw at some point. Fluharty just tossing in front of the mound right now, not fully into his warm-ups yet. Barrios took off his glove for a moment to adjust his cap, stretches out his arms, and now comes set at the belt. First and second, no outs. Look at second, 3-2. Swing and a miss, he got him. Jose Barrios up to 9 strikeouts, 1 out.
Just reached back for a little bit extra there. That 95 mile an hour just blown by Butler. Really nice pitch, fighting back in that at-bat. Little sinker with a little bit of tail right at the end. You could tell the Butler was fooled on that one.
You've said it already, but this is one of the best we've seen from Barrios, if not his best so far this year. Just matched a season high in strikeouts.
He didn't have that velo in his last start. He didn't have 95, even if he reached back.
2 on, 1 out. Pitch to Jacob Wilson. Down and away, ball 1. Wilson batting .349 with a .900 OPS even after an 0-for-2 start to his day. He bounces around from his left to his right foot, waddling back and forth as he awaits a 1-0. Here's the pitch. Called a strike. His at-bats have been quick. We haven't fully dove into Wilson yet. One of the best rookies in baseball, potentially the front runner right now for American League Rookie of the Year. Leads all rookies in the majors with 73 hits and 30 RBIs. The 1-1. Hit on the ground. Foul, 1-2. One of the best contact hitters right now in the game. Jacob Wilson strikes out about 5% of the time. Second best in the majors to Luis Arraez. He hits right. He's got a little more pop, but he's trying to do the Arraez thing most of the time. The 1-2. Flipped out to left field. Starting in, now moving back. Clase makes the catch. Both runners hold at first and second. They're 2 down.
So this is making me feel really old. I was looking at Jack Wilson's stats, of course. His father, and he played for the Pittsburgh Pirates in 2009. I just missed him by a season.
Oh, good player.
Great player.
All-Star, Silver Slugger.
Played for 11 seasons in the big leagues.
Mostly a Pirate. Was there Atlanta in there? Seattle?
Seattle, Atlanta was his last season.
Okay.
Hit 169 with no homers.
Stuck in my brain for some reason.
Defensive first guy.
Yeah. It's good shortstop. Jacob playing shortstop as well. 2 on, 2 outs. Here's Brent Rooker, the pitch. Up and in, ball 1. Mentioned when Butler was up, not this time, but the time before, they signed him to the extension. Part of the A's pushing some more chips in. Rooker was really the first domino to fall. (1-0). Down and away, 2-0. Rooker in January, I believe the A's were at a Kings game, taking in Sacramento for really the first time. A handful of their players were there, and the news started spreading that Rooker had agreed to a 5-year, $60 million extension. That'll take him to 2029 with an option that vests potentially in 2030. Next pitch down and away, 3-0. If you're wondering why a little less money, slightly fewer years for Rooker than Butler, Rooker is a little bit older than Lawrence Butler, 30 years old right now. 3-0. Called a strike, 3-1. He's really an interesting story of a first-round pick with a great college career that, for one reason or another, did not get it going for the early part of his pro career. Bounced to a bunch of organizations before finding it with the A's. 3-1 pitch. Swing and a one-hopper to short. Picked up by Bichette on a knee. He throws to second to Stefanik to end the inning. Barrios allowed a walk and a hit to start the inning and stopped it right there. No runs on a hit, 2 left for the A's. At the middle of the 6th, 11-0 Blue Jays. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Hi, it's your favorite New York housewife, Dorinda Bentley.
And the talk of shame's Kiki Monique. And we're teaming up to talk all things reality TV and more.
What are we watching? Can this just end already?
She will not do well in jail. As Giselle said, you can't have your wigs in jail. Double the drama and twice as many opinions.
Sure, that little clip that Shep said about me.
I just love that you're top of mind for Shep. Reality Check.
On Radio Andy.
Tell your family and friends SiriusXM radios are on free now through June 1st. Visit SiriusXM.com/listen free to explore what's available.
This is John Paul Morosi. This week on the SiriusXM original podcast, The Road to Cooperstown, I sit down with Hall of Famer Lee Smith.
I actually quit playing baseball to go play college basketball. And I have a guy by the name of Mr. Billy Williams came to my house and talked to me and come up, give him a chance because that relief pitching thing I didn't like.
The Road to Cooperstown airs Saturday at 9 a.m. Eastern on MLB Network Radio, SiriusXM 89, and the SiriusXM app. New episodes drop every Tuesday wherever you get your podcasts.
Let the games begin.
On SiriusXM, you get all the sports play-by-play you want and all the live sports talk you need. It's always a home game when you listen to the NFL, NHL, NBA, and MLB on the SiriusXM app. How good is that? We fuel your fandom with NASCAR, the biggest college games, PGA, and soccer. And when news breaks, hear instant reaction.
We got a big developing story out of Cincinnati.
The SiriusXM app. Everything a sports fan needs, all in one place.
In season or out of season, the number one place for college sports is SiriusXM College Sports Radio, Channel 84.
Sportsnet Radio Network.
Welcome to the Timbermart broadcast booth. Derek Brandeo and Tom Young are technical directors today. Show Ali, our host and producer. Alongside Chris LaRue, I'm Ben Schulman. 11-0 Blue Jays. Ernie Clement takes low ball 1 to start the bottom of the 6th. Pretty cool development just happened at Rogers Center. A couple substitutions for the A's. Sean Newcomb's 1-0 is lined up the middle into center field. It'll bounce, and it's fielded by Torontonian Denzel Clark, playing on home soil. The ball hit at him right away because why wouldn't it be? Clement with a single. He's having a great day, but pretty awesome. Clark gets to play here in Toronto.
He's had a tough start to his big league career. Just 1 for 17, 13 strikeouts, but he'll put it together. He's a really good player. A lot of speed out there in center field, but I'm really excited to see him come to the plate.
Miles Straw is up the pitch. Called strike. Denzel Clark, a 4th rounder in 2021 out of Cal State Northridge by the A's. Came up on the 23rd. Next pitch to Straw, nearly hit him in the back ankle. He shuffled out of the way. 1 ball, 1 strike. Clark was part of this big wave. The A's on the 23rd seemed like they had enough of their long losing streak. They brought up 5 guys and either sent down, released, or DFA'd 5 of their current players. Actually, I think 1 went on the injured list. 2-1 from Newcomb, misses outside. Pardon me, the 1-1. Now it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Clark came up. Like you said, it hasn't gone super well at the same time. 17 at-bats. 2-1. Hit high in the air out to right field. Butler makes the catch. And there's 1 down. With Clark into the game, by the way, Tyler Soderstrom has been taken out. Drew Avens, who was the starting center fielder, will move to left. And another substitution, Jacob Wilson, has been taken out of the ball game. Super utility man Max Schumann is in. Jonathan Clase hitting for the Blue Jays. 1 out, bottom 6. The pitch. Outside ball 1. You would guess that the Blue Jays will probably do something similar, at least in a couple spots coming up. Maybe take a Vlad or Bo out. 1-0 pitch hit high in the air, shallow left field. Andujar, the third baseman, called off by Schumann, the shortstop, who makes the catch just inside fair territory down the left field line for the second out.
Well, Jose Barrios is already out of the game. John Schneider gave him a big hug in the dugout, and I would imagine that they do the same for Bo Bichette. He had a little bit of back tightness, at least up until yesterday, before that big home run. Wasn't in the starting lineup, so I would imagine that he comes out of the ball game earlier than the 9th inning, I would assume, anyways.
You kind of may as well give your guys a little rest. Pitch to Michael Stefanik, called a strike, 0-1. Ernie Clement on first. 11-0 Blue Jays, 2 outs. Bottom of the 6th. Blue Jays took the overnight red-eye flight from Arlington. Not a lot of sleep. 0-1. Down and in, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Have we heard why that game was played as a night game and not an afternoon game?
We have not.
That is just so tough. I mean, you see those night games, obviously, when you have an off day the next day, but the Blue Jays very clearly don't have an off day.
1-1 pitch, called a strike, 1-2. And it was almost twice as difficult because the A's played a day game yesterday. So they got to Toronto early evening. 1-2, high and outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. I know they're sleeping in a hotel and the Blue Jays are sleeping in their own beds, the ones that aren't living in the hotel. But it almost felt like the A's had the advantage, which is not what it's supposed to be when you have a home series. Now, has it played out that way? Not at all. 11-0 Blue Jays, and the 2-2 is bounced up the middle, fielded by Schumann, forehand side, jump throw to first. Nice play, Max Schumann, to end the inning. Leadoff single by Clement. He's left on first. 11-0 Blue Jays as we go to the 7th. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming on the Sportsnet app and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Knock all your summer projects out of the park with Home Hardware, the official home improvement retailer of the Toronto Blue Jays and your DIY partner in making your dream home a reality. From gardens to garages, back decks to front doors, refreshes and renos, we're here to help you cover all your bases and make every summer project a home run. Visit any of our 1,000+ home hardware and building center locations where we're proud to be locally owned and genuinely Canadian.
Buck Martinez here to tell you about the huge Double XL free topping pizza from Pizza Pizza, just $19.99. That's a whopping 18-inch 3-topping thing of beauty for only $19.99. So hurry into Pizza Pizza today and bring a big appetite for a hot and fresh Double XL pizza. I'm loving this big voice. I may just call the game this way.
Go to pizzapizza.ca. At Crown Rust Control Center, protection runs deep because every Crown Rust Control Center is owned by a local family who cares beyond business. Your Crown Rust Control Center is 100% committed to their product, to you, to their community, which is your community. Protecting you and what matters to you is equally important as protecting your vehicle. Did you know spring's the best time of year to protect your vehicle from rust? For a special spring offer, find your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center at crown.com.
This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
Springer started right, coming in, leaps and makes the catch full stretch.
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
7th inning at Rogers Center and a pitching change for the Blue Jays. Brought to you by Home Hardware, the official home improvement retailer for the Toronto Blue Jays. Locally owned, genuinely Canadian. Mason Fluharty on the mound. And batting for the A's is Torontonian Denzel Clark. The pitch. Called a strike, 0-1. I'm Ben Schulman alongside Chris LaRue. Again, 11-0 Blue Jays. Clark coming into the game defensively in the bottom of the 6th. Knees bent right side. 0-1. High, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Did you hear that applause, by the way? It sounds like there's at least 100 people here for Denzel Clark.
I mean, his extended family, at least, getting pretty used to this. Cousin of the Nailers, Josh Bowe and Miles. 1-1. Swing and a miss, 1-2. And he met Denzel with the media before the game. He asks for time. And just talked a lot about how cool this is, how much he's enjoying it. Was here all the time as a kid. You like the black Blue Jays jerseys, Chris? He's talking about watching Aaron Sebia, Hill. 1-2 is in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes. John McDonald's name came out of his mouth, I believe. And he mentioned, driving up on the bus, seeing the gates he used to wait outside before going in. He knows people that still work at Rogers Center. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Fluharty beats him with a cutter. Strikes out Clark, 1 out.
And now he gets to go underneath the Rogers Center. Take that bus from the Four Seasons down underneath the Rogers Center. It's a pretty good life if you can stay in the big leagues for 10 plus years, that's for sure.
Clark goes down, 1 out. We'll get to the St. Louis Bar and Grill out of town scoreboard in a sec. First, the pitch to the former Brave, current Athletics, Shea Langeliers. Called a strike, 0-1. Pardon me, actually never played for the Braves, but a Braves draft pick, Langeliers. Picked 9th overall by Atlanta in 2019. 0-1. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. On the St. Louis Bar and Grill out of town scoreboard, not a lot of close games tonight. Blue Jays up 11-0. The Braves are up 8-0 on the Phillies in Philadelphia. 1-1. Swing and a bouncer. Dive at third. Barger. It's just under his arm and down the left field line. Coming around first. Langeliers will stop there after a wide turn. It's a 1-out single.
It almost looked like Addison Barger dove too far. I think that ball went underneath kind of his armpit.
It took a weird hop.
That's what it did.
Yeah. It bounced back to the right. So he dove to the line, and almost like when you beat a goalie in hockey under the arm or under the blocker, it snuck right through him. Runner on first, 1 out. Miguel Andujar up the pitch. Outside, ball 1.
Guess who's warming up?
Jose Urena. Is that right? I actually didn't look up.
So we're 2 for 2 tonight. You said Fluharty, I said Urena.
(1-0). Called a strike, 1-1. It's almost like you're asking for more trivia. You're talking about answers you got right. Andujar twirls around the bat a couple times, facing Fluharty. Fluharty looks at Langeliers at first in the pitch. Hit on the ground, foul, 1-2.
I don't want any more trivia about the Boston Bees or the...
No, this can be recent.
The Kansas City A's.
This can be recent.
All right.
In 2018, good start for you. 2018, Shohei Ohtani won Rookie of the Year in the American League with the Angels.
Got it.
Give you the rest in a sec. 1-2. Hit on the ground to second base. Stefanik up with it. Flips to second one. Clement over to first. Not in time. And the inning continues on a fielder's choice. And our trivia question hinges on whether they challenge or not. For now, the runner is out at second, and there's still someone at first. It would be 2 outs and Andujar on first. If the Blue Jays don't challenge, they won't challenge. So you get the question.
Well, now I'm nervous.
2018, Shohei Ohtani wins Rookie of the Year with the Angels. Someone in this game finished second.
In this game?
In this game right now. I'll give you a second to think. 2 outs. Miguel Andujar on first. Drew Avens at the plate. 11-0 Blue Jays, top 7. The pitch. Fouled back, 0-1. No hold on Andujar over at first.
George Springer.
No. 2018. Guerrero chatting with Andujar, the runner on first. Now the 0-1. Avens fouls it back, 0-2.
All right, let's hear it.
It's Miguel Andujar. I said his name maybe 7 times in the last 10 seconds to see. But Andujar had a fantastic rookie season.
I don't remember that.
He hit .297 with 27 homers and 92 RBIs. But Shohei reinvented what we understood as a baseball superstar, so it kind of went by the wayside. 0-2 pitch fouled off again. Still 0-2.
Well, now I'm embarrassed.
No, you don't. It's a year that also, in a way, had an impact on the Blue Jays because Andujar came up when Billy McKinney got hurt, and then Brandon Drury got hurt for the Yankees, and Andujar played regular third. He was so good, the Yankees packaged those two and traded them to the Blue Jays for Jay Happ. 0-2 pitch down and away from Fluharty. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Drew Avens, the lefty swinger. Waits for the 1-2. Check swing, pitch in the dirt, and he did go around, says James Hoy. Tag applied by Kirk. That'll do it for the top of the 7th. At the 7th inning stretch, it's the Blue Jays 11, the A's nothing. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Buck Martinez here to tell you about the huge Double XL free topping pizza from Pizza Pizza, just $19.99. That's a whopping 18-inch 3-topping thing of beauty for only $19.99. So hurry into Pizza Pizza today and bring a big appetite for a hot and fresh Double XL pizza. I'm loving this big voice. I may just call the game this way.
Go to pizzapizza.ca.
At Crown Rust Control, protection runs deep because every Crown Rust Control Center is owned by a local family who cares beyond business. Your Crown Rust Control is 100% committed to their product, to you, to their community, which is your community. Protecting you and what matters to you is equally important as protecting your vehicle. Did you know spring's the best time of year to protect your vehicle from rust? For a special spring offer, find your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center at crown.com.
Guess who just bundled their home and auto with Desjardins Insurance?
Well, look at you, all grown up and saving money.
Yes, I am.
Mom told you to do it, didn't she?
Yes, she did.
Get insurance that's really big on care. Switch and you could save up to 35% on home insurance when you bundle home and auto. Desjardins Insurance. Here for your home, auto, life, and business needs. Certain conditions apply.
This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
That ball is gone. 3rd home run in 4 batters for the Blue Jays.
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Bottom of the 7th, Addison Barger will hit for the first time in this ballgame. Barger came in defensively last inning. Bo Bichette is now out. Blue Jays also put Nathan Lucas in. He's due up 5th this inning, and it's a new pitcher for the A's. Converted starter, now reliever lefty Hogan Harris. His pitch to Barger is lined right center field and down for a base hit. Fielded on a hop by Clark, and back into the infield quickly. Barger off the bench and into the box score with a hit.
He continues to swing the bat really, really well. Left on left matchup, so not that easy, but he gets that 4-seam fastball over the heart of the plate, and he hammers that thing to center field. Beautiful swing there from Barger.
Pitching change to Hogan Harris, by the way, brought to you by your local family-owned, brought to you by Home Hardware, the official home improvement retailer for the Toronto Blue Jays, locally owned, genuinely Canadian. In the hit for Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is Ali Sanchez. Left on right, the pitch from Harris. Swing and a deep drive. Left field. Going back Avens. It's off the fence. Coming around second, Barger to third. Sanchez up to second base, and he got so close to a first career Major League home run.
Just another 4-seam fastball from Harris over the heart of the plate. And Ali Sanchez just hammered that thing off the wall in left field. Blue Jays have runners at second and third now. Nobody out in this inning.
I thought he got it for a second.
I think he squared it up too much. Didn't get underneath it enough.
Just lined it.
It's a pretty nice swing right there from Sanchez.
It is. Welcome to the Timber Mart broadcast booth, by the way. I'm Ben Schulman alongside Chris LaRue. 11-0 Blue Jays, and the pitch to George Springer down and in ball one.
Here's a question for you.
Let's hear it.
Should Addison Barger start playing more often against left-handed pitching?
Maybe.
I think so.
Pitch to Springer, called a strike 1-1. I would say depends on the lefty. Is that fair?
Hogan Harris. If Hogan Harris was the starter.
Yeah, I think so.
Not Chris Sale.
Definitely not Chris. No one should hit against Chris Sale. 1-1. Fouled back 1-2. I mean, it's an interesting thing to think about because Andres Jimenez is playing his second day in a row rehab today. So Jimenez is going to come back some point soon, maybe a week and a bit. And here's the 1-2. Springer swings and misses. Strike three. Harris strikes him out. One down. Still second and third for the Blue Jays, up 11-0, bottom 7. So Jimenez comes back. We've already had this confirmed. He's going to take over second base again. He's going to be the everyday guy there. Blue Jays have played a lot of Clement and Barger because they've had Clement at second, Barger at third. Jimenez is at third.
They've been good.
They have been good. Pitched to Alejandro Kirk, called a strike, 0-1. If you now have Jimenez at second, probably the easiest way to get playing time is mostly a platoon at third, which Barger still gets the majority of the at-bats in. 0-1. Fouled back, 0-2. But it would mean, first of all, not giving Clement very many at-bats. And Barger would likely not play against lefties, because if he isn't, then when are you playing Ernie at all?
There's just not enough space for everybody, is what you're saying. To be everyday players.
To be an absolutely everyday player, probably not. 0-2. Swing and a fly ball center field. Tracking back, Clark sprinting back onto the track, makes the catch. Tagging from third, Barger. He'll score. Into third, Sanchez. It's a sac fly for Alejandro Kirk, who continues his great day. And the Blue Jays have a dozen, up 12-0.
I did not think that ball was going to go as far as it did. That ball actually almost got out of here. Denzel Clark catching that on the warning track out in right center for the sac fly, the RBI, and a 12-0 Toronto Blue Jays lead.
2 outs, Solly Sanchez on third. Want to try and resume that discussion in a sec if we can, but first Nathan Lucas to hit for the first time. He's taken over for Santander. The pitch. Fouled off 0-1. Now, I'm not saying it's impossible. I mean, if one gets really hot, you can play that guy all the time. It's up to you. Would you rather, with a lefty on, and let's say Jimenez is back and in the lineup, Clement hitting against a lefty as Lucas takes strike 2, or Barger, whose overall offensive production has been better, hitting without that platoon advantage against a lefty? I think there's a debate that could go either way. Now, you could play Ernie at second, left on left, not play Jimenez. That's also an option. 0-2, poke to the left side, caught just above the dirt by Andujar to end the inning. Well, we can keep talking about it on the other side. The Blue Jays add on a run, single by Barger, then a double by Sanchez, and Kirk drives Barger in with a sac fly, 1 run, 2 hits, 1 left for Toronto. 12-0 after 7 innings. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming on the Sportsnet app and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
This is Dave LaGreca, creator of the biggest pro wrestling show on the planet, Busted Open. Don't miss myself and my Hall of Fame cast and crew as we break down every story in and out of the ring and talk to the top names in the business, like the legend himself, The Undertaker.
I'm actually glad to be on a real show.
Catch Busted Open live every day from 9 to noon Eastern on SiriusXM Fight Nation, channel 156, and on the SiriusXM app.
24/7, 365 coverage of all things NASCAR. All things NASCAR happens exclusively on SiriusXM NASCAR Radio, channel 90.
Every night after the final out, the Round Trip Roundup brings you the scores, highlights, and analysis from every game across Major League Baseball, all in less than 30 minutes.
Swung on and missed, strike 3 and a no-hitter.
It's the perfect way to get caught up on all the night's biggest home runs and best performances.
And a high drive, deep right center.
It's the Round Trip Roundup on MLB Network Radio every night on SiriusXM Channel 89 and every morning on the SiriusXM app.
No one brings you the passion of the beautiful game quite like SiriusXM FC.
Would you believe this?
Whether it's live matches from the EPL, MLS, the NWSL, or the UEFA Champions League.
This is sensational!
Or live talk shows featuring the sport's most entertaining experts.
You don't get to say, I don't feel like making that play right now. You make the play.
It's the world of soccer at your fingertips.
How mouth-watering is that?
SiriusXM FC, channel 157 in the car, and streaming on the SiriusXM app.
Eighth inning at Rogers Center, and a new pitcher on for the Blue Jays. Right-hander Jose Urena takes over, and a pitching change brought to you by Home Hardware, the official home improvement retailer for the Toronto Blue Jays. Locally owned, genuinely Canadian. Second baseman Luis Urias leads off. Urena winds and offers. Called strike. Main pitches for Urena, the mid-90s sinker and the mid-80s change. 0-1. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike.
It's a big fastball. That last sinker there was 98 miles an hour.
Yeah, maybe I was underselling him with mid-90s. I mean, he sits around 96. 1-1. Swing and a foul tip. Threw a good changeup there at 87, 1-2. One defensive switch for the Blue Jays. Ali Sanchez came on to hit for Vladimir Guerrero Jr. in the bottom of the 7th, and he takes over for him defensively at first. 1-2. Check swing, tapper, foul back behind the plate. For Ali Sanchez, it is the first time in his major league career he appears defensively anywhere but catcher. He's played a little first in the minors. Not a lot. Next pitch, pop foul behind home plate, still 1-2. You're going to call first base easy.
First base, no, I was going to say first base isn't the hardest position on the diamond, but in a 12-0 ball game, I think he's pretty calm, cool, and collected over there.
1-2 again. Tap right in front of the plate. Kirk calling off Urena. Bare hands, tosses down to Sanchez, and he makes the squeeze. 1 down.
Looked pretty good over there, didn't he?
Oh, yeah. Confident, comfortable.
I could have made that play.
It is a position, though, that maybe isn't quite as easy as people may think at times. You're involved in some cuts and relays in ways that I don't think people always think about. And you're involved on every play, and you have big decisions on ground balls between first and second. Again, they're up 12-0. Doesn't matter that much. Pitch to Logan Davidson, the opposing first baseman, swings and misses strike 1.
But I also think he wouldn't be there if it was 3-0.
Yeah, that's why. It's not a position you can mess around with when you're actually in a competitive game. A 1-pitch low, 1-1.
A lot of the cuts and relays, though, they seem pretty involved, but I think it's pretty much common sense for a baseball player who's been around the game for 15 years.
1-1 is cut on and missed, 1-2.
You kind of just know where to go, even though he's not a first baseman. He's a catcher, so he sees the whole field pretty much at every single pitch.
Right.
At least I would imagine he knows where to go on cuts and relays.
He's the catcher, so you'd figure he knows who's throwing to him. I guess I was meaning more like people on the outside don't necessarily think like single to the outfield to right, guys on second. Often the first baseman is your cut to the plate, sometimes to center too. 1-2. High, 2 balls, 2 strikes. In a sec, we'll take a look at the Bet365 standings. Download the Bet365 app for today's baseball odds and find out why it's never ordinary at Bet365. 19 plus, play responsibly. Ontario only. 2-2. In the dirt, ball 3. Not a lot of games going on tonight, so the standings won't have changed much. Urania, glove at his belt, steps to the left, kicks and offers, and the 3-2 grounded foul. Yankees leading the division, 35-20. Rays 7 back. They're in action right now. They're 28-27. Blue Jays 27-28. You'd imagine getting back to 500 in a couple of innings. Red Sox 27-31, and the Orioles 19-36. Swing and a miss there from Davidson. Got out in front of the slider, and there are 2 down on Urania's first strikeout of the day. Mentioned the Rays are in action, so after going to the Bet365 standings, why not go to the St. Louis Bar and Grill out-of-town scoreboard? Ties right together. Nothing like betting and wings. 2-0 for the Rays over the Astros. First pitch to Lawrence Butler. Line softly to left field. That lands on the turf for a base hit.
Ben, it's all-you-can-eat wings. That is crazy.
It's clucking insane, Chris. I didn't.
Yes, let's get fired together,
that,
Ben.
But I did. It's 2-0 for the Rays, by the way, over the Astros on the St. Louis Bar and Grill out-of-town scoreboard. Yandy Diaz sac fly and a dropped third strike where Chandler Simpson was taking off to steal third. He rounded third and went all the way home. 2 outs, runner on first for the A's. First time hitting for the shortstop Max Schumann. The pitch. Called strike. Probably inside. Schumann didn't love that call. It's 0-1. 12-0 Blue Jays. Lawrence Butler on first. Schumann at the plate, came in for Jacob Wilson after the 6th, and now he swings and misses. 0-2. Urania in the stretch, no hold on Butler at first. The 0-2. Just off the plate with the slider, 1 ball, 2 strikes. One ball and 2 strikes, 2 outs, top of the 8th. Urania offers. And it's just outside again, 98 on that heater, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
He's got a really good arm. I've always been impressed with Urania's stuff. I've been trying to figure him out for a few years now, why he hasn't had the success that I think he can have.
He's pitched for a long time, and he's had very good seasons.
But so inconsistent.
But yeah, not all the time. And, people might say, oh, well, he's a reliever. But he actually was a starter for most of his career, and it was still pretty up and down. 2-2. Outside ball 3. Well, you look at 2017, 3.82 ERA at about 170 innings, won 14 games on a pretty solid Marlins team. Came back. ERA just under 4 again in 31 starts for the Marlins. Butler on first, 2 outs. The payoff is hit foul on the ground into the backstop right side. You look at Urania's year. Last year, another good year. Mostly a reliever, handful of starts, 109 innings, a 3.80 ERA. But in between some of these good years, there's 5.5s or 6s. But the Blue Jays have always been solid. 11 innings, 5 earned runs. It's a 4.09. 3-2 pitch, bounce back foul. What they probably want from him more than anything is just to get out of this inning. If he's potentially in the plan Saturday, which they didn't say, it's more our speculation, you'd like him to be relatively efficient. Still 2 outs in a full count. The 3-2 again. Lifted to right center. Pretty shallow. Straw converging with Lucas. It's Straw's ball. He crosses in front of Lucas to make the catch and end the inning. No runs on a hit. No errors. 1 left for the A's. 12-0 is the score going to the bottom of the 8th. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Join us for Cricket Day at the Park, presented by TD, Saturday, May 31st. Arrive early to receive your Blue Jays Cricket Warm-Up Jacket giveaway, presented by TD. Created in collaboration with Cricket Canada. Don't miss out on being a part of the Cricket Day spectacle at Rogers Center. Find your seats at BlueJays.com.
At Crown Rust Control Center, protection runs deep because every Crown Rust Control Center is owned by a local family who cares beyond business. Your Crown Rust Control Center is 100% committed to their product, to you, to their community, which is your community. Protecting you and what matters to you is equally important as protecting your vehicle. Did you know spring's the best time of year to protect your vehicle from rust? For a special spring offer, find your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center at crown.com.
Every Friday home game is a City Connect Friday. On Friday, May 30th, the first 15,000 fans at the ballpark will receive a Vladimir Guerrero Jr. City Connect replica hockey jersey giveaway. City Connect Fridays, night mode. Lights up, let's go. For tickets, visit BlueJays.com.
Breaking news. Spring fashion is heating up at TSC.ca with a wave of top brands and new styles. I'm here with one happy shopper. What did you score?
Oh, where do we start? New designer heels from Ron White, a cute Hillary McMillan jacket, a stunning Avera diamond bracelet, everything I need for spring.
And what's the damage report on your wallet?
Oh, I slid all my purchases into interest-free Easy Pay payments. No damage to report here.
Shop now, pay over time. I love it. Discover the latest spring fashion at TSC.ca. Exciting offers every day.
This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
Marshall smashes the ball to right field. It's gone!
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Bottom of the eighth, position player on the mound. Willie McIver, the catcher, gets a ground ball from Ernie Clement to third. And the toss over to first, Miguel Andujar. Out number one.
It's just like that, Ben. It's that easy.
It is. It is. By the way, this copyrighted broadcast presented by authority of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership or the Sportsnet Radio Network. Eef is tossed over at 43. The computer has read that as a slider. Next pitch, misses high. It's 1 ball, 1 strike to Miles Straw. It's third time in just over a week we've seen a position player pitch. Next pitch is lined by Straw to left field and down for a hit. He'll come around first with a little speed, but he's going to stop there. 1 out knock for Miles Straw.
That's some scary stuff. When you're 60 feet 6 inches away and you are lobbing the baseball into a major league hitter, that is some scary stuff.
Willie McIver only debuted in the majors pretty recently. He's a catcher, but they have him on pitching. The Blue Jays, by the way, leading 12-0. Bottom of the eighth. First pitch to Jonathan Clase, lifted out to deep right center, caught by Clark. And they're 2 down.
McIver's filling up the strike zone right now. 5 pitches, 4 strikes. How about that, Ben?
Just attacking.
It's that easy, man.
He's got people on their heels.
Attacking,
46, yeah. Going right after him. Now, so we've seen McIver, Michael Stefanik pitch for the Blue Jays in their 13-0 loss. First pitch to Stefanik. Inside at 39. Ball 1. That was a curve, apparently. And we saw Tyler Wade for San Diego when the Blue Jays won 14-0. 1-0 to Stefanik. Hit on the ground, up the middle. Backhanded at second. It's dropped by Urias. Throw over to first. Not in time. Position player on the mound. Stefanik's not going to get outside of his approach. Get that ball in play and run down the line.
That's a base hit. I mean, you take that every single time. I don't care who's on the mound. You go up there like you're trying to get a base hit. You're trying to hit a home run, just putting a good swing on a baseball. You're not taking any at-bat off.
Addison Barger up. He grounds one up the middle. Backhanded Urias. Throwback to first offline. Base hit for Barger. Ball deflected off the glove of the pitcher, McIver. Urias did a good job getting to it, but the throw sailed toward home plate. So Barger's aboard. That should be, that's the 18th Blue Jay hit today.
And you look at the box score after the ball game, Addison Barger's 2 for 2. Do you think we're going to say, who do you get that second hit off of? Probably not, right?
You look at the arbitration case at the end of the year if he has one. They don't go back and look at every hit. First pitch to Ali Sanchez, strike 1. Now, this is interesting. Ali Sanchez almost hit his first major league home run last inning, and that was against a real pitcher. Here he swings and bounces the ball to third. Backhanded, Andujar takes his time as he slings over to first to end the inning. Credit to McIver. Scoreless frame. We go to the ninth. Blue Jays leading 12-0. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center Streaming on the Sportsnet app and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Get in the flow with the channel of unforgettable R&B from back when Beyonce went solo through Drake's unstoppable rise.
That's why I need a one dance.
To when SZA dropped Control.
I just keep him satisfied through the weekend.
Feel the energy and emotion of 2000s and 2010s R&B in the flow. Channel 48 and at home with SiriusXM on your phone, computer, Alexa, TV, or other internet-connected devices.
Baseball is back. It's former General Manager Jim Duquette, and every Sunday on the front office, we have you covered on everything happening across Major League Baseball.
That's right, Duke. It's former Big League GM Jim Bowden. Injuries, extensions, promotions, demotions, and trades. We'll have you covered on all the news.
We'll bring you the front office perspective as the season heats up.
Front office with Jim Duquette and Jim Bowden Sundays at 10 a.m. Eastern on MLB Network Radio, Channel 89, and on the SiriusXM app.
Fantasy Sports Radio is helping you win your fantasy leagues right now on Channel 87.
Say goodbye, home run Aaron Judge.
From in-season fantasy baseball management to helping you prepare for your fantasy football drafts, Fantasy Sports Radio is here to help you dominate.
Don't ever take a player that you don't intend to keep all year. Don't do it. It's terrible management.
Fantasy Sports Radio, your home for fantasy sports. Channel 87 and on the SiriusXM app.
The Blue Jays are in flight, leading 3-0.
Blue Jays fans, this is Ross Atkins, and you're listening to Blue Jays Baseball on Sirius XM.
Radio Network.
The ninth inning is brought to you by new pizza from Pizza Pizza. Get a huge 18-inch double XL 3-topping pizza for just $19.99. Bigger slices, bigger bites, only at Pizza Pizza. Actually Canadian. Sounds pretty good. Top of the ninth inning, 12-0 Blue Jays. That got you? Jose Urena to Willie McIver, who was just pitching, and he grounds it foul. 0-1.
Well, you never joke around with that ad, so it caught me off guard. Or were you not joking around?
It does sound good. Yeah, it does sound
pretty good.
There's no jokes to me about large topping-filled pizza. I actually think I passed a pizza on the way home. 0-1. Hit on the ground is short, backhanded Clement. He'll toss over to first, get McIver, one down. Still Jose Urena for the Blue Jays. This game has not really been a game for a long time. 12-0 the Blue Jays lead. They scored 8 in the second, and it's kind of felt academic since. Denzel Clark, though, making his first appearance on home soil in the major leagues. Torontonian 0-for-1 today, breaks his bat on the first pitch. Barrel flew out to short. The ball rolled foul into the third base dugout. And if Ernie Clement didn't move, he was getting hit by that shark. Completely sawed off at the handle. So a new bat coming up for Denzel Clark. 1 for 18 to start his major league career.
14 strikeouts, Ben.
I know, but it's so incredibly early.
I know.
0-1. Called a strike, 0-2.
Sometimes you try to do too much, whether you're pitching, whether you're hitting. Maybe that's part of the problem. Not trusting the abilities.
0-2. Check swing, pitch outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Well, in a way, the A's communicated to a lot of their young players that they needed to do a lot. In a losing streak, they got rid of established guys. 1-2. Called, strike 3. Catches him looking, 2 down. The A's called up 5 guys, most of them without any or very little major league experience. Not in a we're selling, giving up on the year. They're asking those guys to help get them out of what's going on, which does feel like a lot to put on the plate of 5 players who had something like 5 to 10 games total of major league experience. 2 down, the pitch to Shea Langoliers. High and outside, ball 1.
And now after that strikeout, 15 strikeouts and 19 at-bats, Ben.
I'm pulling for the guy, all right?
So am I. I am absolutely pulling for him.
1-0 pitch. Called strike. 1-1. Ernie Clement really got this one going. He drove in 5 in that second inning alone. Blue Jays now up 12-0. 2 outs, the 1-1. Hit on the ground by Langoliers. Near second, picked up by Stefanik. Tosses over to first. And the Blue Jays win the game. Back-to-back shutouts for Toronto. This one, though, came with a lot more thump. 12-0 the final score.
What a well-rounded game by the Toronto Blue Jays. Jose Barrios was great. Maybe his best start of the season so far. The fastball was electric at 95 miles an hour. And then how about Ernie Clement? Just missing a 2-homer inning, 5 RBIs. What a game. The Blue Jays needed this.
Blue Jays take the first of the 4-game series. We'll step aside when we come back, wrap it up, and get you over to a winning edition of Blue Jays Talk with Blair and Parker. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming on the Sportsnet app and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Buck Martinez here to tell you about the huge Double XL 3-topping pizza from Pizza Pizza, just $19.99. That's a whopping 18-inch 3-topping thing of beauty for only $19.99. So hurry into Pizza Pizza today and bring a big appetite for a hot and fresh Double XL pizza. I'm loving this big voice. I may just call the game this way.
Go to pizzapizza.ca.
Not tomorrow, not someday. The home improvements begin today. It's game on with Timber Mart. Build that deck, raise that fence, landscape till your property is beautiful. Make no payments for 12 months with the Timber Mart Deferred Payment Program. Apply for a Timber Mart project card today and pay later, 12 months later. Financing provided by Fairstone Financial Inc. Conditions apply. Ask in-store for details or apply at timbermart.ca. Locally owned, proudly Canadian. Timber Mart is Canada's building center.
At Crown Rust Control, protection runs deep because every Crown Rust Control Center is owned by a local family who cares beyond business. Your Crown Rust Control is 100% committed to their product, to you, to their community, which is your community. Protecting you and what matters to you is equally important as protecting your vehicle. Did you know spring's the best time of year to protect your vehicle from rust? For a special spring offer, find your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center at crown.com.
Knock all your summer projects out of the park with Home Hardware, the official home improvement retailer of the Toronto Blue Jays and your DIY partner in making your dream home a reality. From gardens to garages, back decks to front doors, refreshes and renos, we're here to help you cover all your bases and make every summer project a home run. Visit any of our 1,000+ home hardware and building center locations where we're proud to be locally owned and genuinely Canadian.
This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
Fastball painted at the bottom of the zone, and that's back-to-back strikeouts.
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Welcome back to Rogers Center after a Blue Jays thumping of the Athletics. Final score, 12-0 Toronto. Chris, we're going to get to the offense. It's probably the headline, but underneath that, Jose Barrios, fantastic today. While the Blue Jays were waiting just a little bit to get going, he was great. Goes 6 innings, 2 hits, no runs, 2 walks, 9 strikeouts, including striking out 7 of the first 9 he faced, getting all 9 in the first 3 innings.
Yeah, and I said this during the broadcast. It doesn't really matter who he's pitching against tonight, whether it's the Athletics or the Yankees or the Dodgers. His stuff was elite. The fastball was up to 95 miles an hour. He was locating it all over the place. The changeup was good. The slurve was good. This might have been his best ball game of the year.
Followed by Mason Fluharty and Jose Urena, who both pitched scoreless outings with the game already out of hand. But the big break for the Blue Jays in this game was the second inning after Alejandro Kirk led off with a single. Anthony Santander walked, and that started an absolute barrage over the next 2 innings. Chris, why have one play of the game when you can have 4? Let's take a listen. Ernie Clement, the former A, is up. Corners are pinched in case of a bunt. The pitch. Swing and a fly ball left field. Soderstrom tracking back at the warning track, at the wall. It is gone! A look at second by the lefty is 2-0. Swing and a high fly ball way back to left field and way out of here. Bichette up for the 3rd time in as many innings. The pitch. Swing and a deep fly ball. Left field, headed to the bullpen, and Bichette has left the yard. How about a 10-0 lead for the Blue Jays on Bichette's second homer in as many games? 1-1 is hit high and deep. Left field, near the bullpen, into the bullpen. Solo homer, George Springer. It's 11-0 in Toronto, and we're not even out of the third.
I bet that's going to do wonders for that clubhouse. The confidence in that clubhouse, the swings they took today. I don't care if it's off a 90-mile-an-hour fastball, an 85-mile-an-hour changeup, a 94-mile-an-hour fastball. Those swings were good. They were locked in today. It was a very impressive, maybe not the whole ball game, but at least early on, the Blue Jays were very, very impressive. And the most important thing for me, it makes them believe that they can do it. They can hit the big home run. They can slug, and hopefully it continues on.
There was a lot of talk on the trip about the top 3, top 4 of the lineup not necessarily coming through at times when the Blue Jays needed it. You get a homer from Bo, you get a homer from Vlad, you get a homer from George Springer, and Varsha wasn't in the lineup today, so not much he can do about that. The Blue Jays win the game 12-0, the final score. No runs for the Athletics, 4 hits, no errors, 5 left. 12 runs for the Blue Jays, 18 hits, no errors, 11 left. They went 6-4-11 with runners in scoring position. Jose Barrios with the win. He's now 2-2. Jacob Lopez with the losses, 0-3, no save. 2-hour, 31-minute game in front of just around 24,000 people at Rogers Center. And with the win, the Blue Jays back to 500, 28-28. The Athletics 23-34. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, 7:07 Eastern, first pitch. Chris Bassett, the former A, against Jeffrey Springs, the former Ray. Again, 7:07 first pitch. Hope you can join us then. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. For Derek Brandeo and Tom Young, our technical directors, Sho Ali, our host and producer, my partner Chris LaRue, I'm Ben Schulman. Have a great rest of your night. Stick around, get your thoughts heard. A winning edition of Blue Jays Talk with Blair and Barker starts right now.
All right. Well, Kevin Barker, a rare offensive outburst by your Toronto Blue Jays tonight. A 8-run second inning, 3 runs in the third, 12-0. The Blue Jays beating the Athletics in the first of a 4-game series at the Rogers Center. The numbers, as always, 416-870-0590, star 591, 888-866-0590. If you're texting us, 590-590 is the text line. Name and location, please. So, the Jays come off a series against the Texas Rangers where neither team seemed able to score any runs. And they roll in here, Kevin. And, well, you're very fond of saying, wait. If you wait long enough, the pitcher will eventually throw you a fastball over the middle or a hittable pitch. Not certain you expected as many 90, 91-mile-an-hour fastballs as they got today, though.
Yeah, I think the couple of starting pitchers for the Blue Jays that came out and said that they're facing too many 1-2s and 3s in the rotation. They need to face more 7 and 8s. And I can't argue tonight. I mean, the 91, 92s from the lefties that were thrown down the middle. Yeah, I've said that many times, right? That's the separator from the really good hitters to the great hitters is they allow pitchers to make mistakes. And, you know, I think that's what the Blue Jays did tonight, 1 through 9. They allowed the pitcher, whoever that was on the mound, to make a mistake. Mistakes are down the middle at 90, 91, 89. Some sliders that weren't real good pitches, some cutters at 89 that didn't cut. You don't usually get those back. So give the lineup credit. They got the big hit when they needed it and took a little pressure. John Snyder's been saying this all year. They needed a laugher just to give the rotation a chance just to go out there and pound the zone and sort of, you know, be free and easy. And that's exactly what we saw from Jose tonight.
This raises the question, of course, almost the eternal baseball question about momentum and can it carry over to the next day? And, of course, as we know, momentum is only as good as the next day's starting pitcher. In that case, for the A's, it will be Jeffrey Springs. Chris Bassett will go for the Blue Jays. But all that aside, Kevin, the approaches you saw tonight, just the fact that dudes are going to bed tonight having taken good swings and put the ball out of the park. Is that alone, is that enough something that they can carry over to tomorrow?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, hitting is a lot confidence. You know, you got to have confidence. Look at Tony Taters compared to everybody else tonight, right? I mean, you can see it on his face. He didn't have confidence. When you don't have confidence, you're off balance. You're chasing things you normally wouldn't chase. When you do get a good pitch to hit, you don't hit it hard. So, yeah, it's a big deal. You know, I think we're sort of in the realm of you look at the next day starter against the Jays, how hard's he throwing? You know, what's the velocity on his fastball? Tomorrow's Jeffrey Springs fastball's in the low 90s. That's, 89 to 93, somewhere in that range. That gives the Jays a good chance slugging to the pull side. I think you'll see a little bit more of that tomorrow. If they allow Jeffrey to make a mistake, they'll sort of have the same kind of game. Not saying they're going to score 11 or 12 runs, but they'll have a chance of having that huge inning if they let Jeffrey, just because he's not a real hard thrower. So, yeah, I think you take small victories. You go to bed tonight knowing that your big boys were your big boys. And other than Tony, I hate to be that, but other than Tony, everybody else had good at-bats. They got good pitches. When they got them, they didn't miss it. Hopefully you can carry that over to tomorrow, knowing that if you let them, you get one down the middle. Most dudes at the big league level, no matter how hard you're throwing it, has a better chance of slugging against that pitch than any of the other pitches.
Yes, and again, the Jays for this series will face 3 left-handers, which is kind of a luxury for this team. They haven't run into a lot of left-handers in a row, and that will certainly, you would think, play into their hands. Jose Barrios today. Kevin, what did you make of his start? And kind of quietly, we talked about Jose Barrios a bit. He's not a guy that's going to come out and overpower you. He's not a guy that's going to come out and throw 98, 99. But sort of quietly, he's put together 5 quality starts in his last 6 outings this month, and he's been pretty consistent, and that's kind of his hallmark as a pitcher, isn't it? He's consistent.
Yeah, I think so. For me, it was a little less rotation with the lower half, allows the shoulders to be a little bit more square to the target, which tonight you saw the sinker glove side. He was able to throw front hip 2-seamers to lefties. He had 2 Ks on that. He could throw a comeback 2-seamer to a righty, which he had 1 K on that. He threw changeups that had sink arm side, which sort of that variance in the 2 speeds between the sinker and the changeup's a big deal for him. He established that early. Didn't need a slurve. He only threw 12 of those. The fastball up was a weapon. He had 4 of the 8 Ks on the elevated fastball. When he can keep the shoulder square and finish towards his target, he's able to do all the things I just mentioned and have 5 of the 6 starts this month be quality starts. So, yeah, for me, it's not always about the velocity, but when he's mechanically sound, he's able to have the little extra gear because he's getting better finish. He's not falling off to one side. He's not getting out of his shoulders, which a lot of times he does. That's why sometimes his sinker's non-competitive and his slurve's non-competitive. So you like him mechanically. You like it when his offense scores early. Other than the 6th inning, him running out of steam, he was outstanding.
Will in Toronto, you're on Blue Jays Talk. Go ahead, Will.
Hello, Will.
Yep. Buddy and Simcoe, go ahead.
Blair and Barker, love you guys. Chicks dig the long ball. Awesome game tonight. Jose was filthy. You're right, Barker. Tony didn't hit. Everybody else hit. I hope something's health-wise wrong with him because he should have hit some of those meatballs. And Barker and Blair, is Bo going to get on a hot streak?
Appreciate the call.
I think he's already on it.
Bo's been, yeah. He's. I would say he's probably been their most consistent hitter this year. I think what maybe has been lacking, and I'm kind of careful when I say this, but I think maybe in the case of Bo and Vladdy, what's sort of been lacking is that dramatic hit. We saw the dramatic hit last night, the 2-run home run, pinch hit home run that beat Texas. And, you kind of have to keep that in mind. The fact that this offense in general hasn't been scoring, the fact that there hasn't been a lot of what I would say offensive drama this year, shouldn't take away from the fact, Kevin, that Bo has had a pretty good start. Again, the most consistent hitter on this team, I would suggest.
Yeah, the last 7 games he's only had 4 hits. He's 4 for his last 24. He's got a couple of homers. He had 5 RBIs. He's got a couple of walks and a punch out. For me, I don't think the Big Daddy hacks in his game anymore. I don't think he thinks he has to have that. He's been pulling off speed. He's been hitting the fastball the other way. Even his outs have been loud. The 4 hits and the 24 at bats, you could look at that a couple of ways. Everybody's in love with exit velocity. I'm not so much. I think certain guys, you don't even pay attention to that. He's one of them for me. I just think his direction's better, his posture's better, his timing with his front foot's better. He's staying inside the baseball. He can get the head out on an off-speed pitch that's in, not enter third, in, which is a big deal. Keep that fair. That'll tell you direction, finish is all on point. Everything with a good swing starts from the ground up. So the caller's point, probably, again, it's just sometimes when you have a little issue with health, meaning your back, I think that just sort of puts emphasis on getting better pitches to hit. Other than the first inning, that's sort of him, right? I mean, he chased the ball that's probably 6 inches away off the plate. Probably would rather have that at bat back. But other than that, he's been getting decent pitches to hit. I just think it's that. It's very hard for him to take 2 strikes. If he can take the borderline pitch, allow the dude to at least get around the strike zone because of plate awareness and what he does with his lower half and how quick his bat is, he should be able to get barrel the ball, start getting balls in the air, and doing some things when it comes to slugs. So yeah, I think he's real close just by optics and the way he's running around the bases. A lot of what Bo does, you can actually see it playing out. Confidence is sort of his thing. He's running on the field, he's running off the field, he's throwing the ball to first. Even when he hits a fly ball, you can just tell when he's confident and he's about to take off. And I think to the caller's point, I'm with him. I think he's close.
Will in Toronto, you're on Blue Jays Talk.
Hi there, guys.